series finale today in Pullman, Washington, as Washington State taking on Utah. Game 3 of the series between the Cougars and the Utes. Welcome inside Bailey Brayton Field, everybody. Glad to have you with us for another day of Cougar baseball. Yesterday, Utah able to win the series against Washington State. They did it behind a really strong pitching effort from Jaden Harris. Harris came in just 8 2/3 innings on the season, but he took care of business yesterday for the Utes, holding the Cougs down in the early innings while his guys were able to build a sizable lead with some chunks that they bit out of the game in the middle third on Saturday. So Jaden Harris, all told, goes 6 innings in the winning effort. He was backed by his Utah offense, TJ Clarkson. He was a little quiet game 1. He had a big 2 RBI double to break it wide open in the 6th inning. It helped to get Utah out to an 8-0 lead after they had grabbed 6 in the first 5 frames. And then another couple runs come to score there in that same inning to get it to 10-0. The Cougars put together a little bit of offense late in this one. Jake Meyer at the catching spot for Washington State, going the opposite way. A missile over the wall in right field. Did bounce back in, but it was off the trees. Home run number 2 of the season for Jake Meyer. Then Keith Jones II, he came in as a pinch hitter yesterday, and he delivered a big 2-run home run. His first career home run, no doubt, shot to right center field. That would be it for the Cougars scoring from a day ago. Congrats to Keith on the first home run, but Utah able to put it away down the stretch. They win game 2 of the series, and Washington State will need to salvage one on Sunday now. You look at the standouts from yesterday, really good day as well from Landon Fry with his 3-hit performance, and Alex Beza as well, 3 for 5 with the double and the pair of singles in the game yesterday. Today, for the pitching matchup, Washington State offering up left-hander McCabe Cottrell. See his numbers there. And then Cam Day, the right-hander for Utah, as these two guys will go toe-to-toe in Game 3 of this series. We've got lineups and first pitch coming up from Pullman, Cougs, and the Utes today. Coming up on Pac-12+.
Gas leak indoors, get everyone outside fast. Don't flip light switches, use a cell phone, or do anything to cause a spark. Go somewhere safe, like a neighbor's house, then call 911 and Avista. We just want you to be safe.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Beautiful Sunday afternoon in Pullman, Washington State, getting ready to take on the Utah Utes, Game 3 of this series from Bailey Brayton Field. I'm glad to have all of you with us today as we take a look at this matchup between the Cougars and the Utes. Utah took the first 2 games of this series, scored 10 runs in each of the first 2 games, and they've collected 30 hits in the series. So McCabe Cottrell is looking to get it dialed in on the mound for the Cougs and hold down the Utes, who have been aggressive at the plate so far of these first 2 games. Washington State, they tallied a second-best 15-hit total for their season on Friday night, fell just a run short, 10-9. Yesterday, 9 hits for the Cougars, and a bulk of the offense came in late in that ballgame. McCabe Cottrell jogging out to the mound right now for Washington State as they are in anthracite tops, anthracite hats, white and anthracite stripes on the pants, and everybody's got the high socks on for Sunday afternoon baseball. He's going to throw his warm-up pitches to Jake Meyer, the Cougar catcher today. Cottrell is 1-5 on the season in his 6 starts, 26 2/3 innings, 22 strikeouts to 16 walks, and opponents are hitting .298 off of Cottrell, who was a junior college All-American a season ago. Utah's batting order will stay pretty much untouched from where it was a day ago, and it's been very steady throughout the series. Landon Fry, the second baseman, leads off, followed by Alex Beza at first. Chase Anderson hits third and plays third. TJ Clarkson, with a 25-game on-base streak, is in the cleanup spot out of left field. Jaden Kiernan is the DH. He hits fifth. Davis Kopp back in the lineup in the sixth spot. He was injured sliding into second base in game one, so good to see him back in the order for Utah. Matt Richardson is at shortstop hitting seventh. Carter Booth is in center to bat eighth. And Dakota Duffalo, the right fielder, who had a big game on Friday night, rounds out the order for the Utes. For Utah in the bottom of the first, they'll have Cam Day, who is 1-3 over his 6 starts with an 8-run ERA. Defensively for the Cougars, they look like this around the infield. Elijah Hainline at third, Cody Colden at short, Kyle Russell at second, and Jack Smith at first. Jake Meyer doing the catching for McCabe Cottrell. Left to right in the outfield, Justin Vanderbrake, Kyler Stancato, and Colin Montez for the Cougars defensively. And our umpires today, Gary DeFabio at the plates, Paul Graham at first, Kellen Levy at second, Blake Davis at third. After a record crowd yesterday, it's a good crowd on hand here for Sunday baseball. Some of the parents sticking around on Parents and Families Weekend. They're not going to get away until later on this Sunday on what's been a busy weekend in Pullman. So here we go with Landon Fry to step in for Utah. He's in a red top, gray pants. Utah in the chest in gray. Numbers front and back in white. They've got names on the upper back of the uniform as well. So Fry in at the right side. The first pitch of the afternoon from Cottrell. And it's too low to the Utah second baseman. So that's how we start today. The 1-0 pitch. That's fouled back off the backstop. Cougars have started this season 2-4 at home. They won a Sunday game in their first Pac-12 home series against top 5 Oregon State. The 1-1 pitch. And that's at the knees, taken for a strike by Fry. A ball and 2 strikes. Hear the energy coming out of the Washington State dugout to the third base side. Cottrell, the wind in his 1-2 pitch, and Fry hits it at third. It's a foul ball. Diving towards the bag, Hainline. He was back behind third towards the stripe, and it just angled foul. So still 1-2 to Landon Fry. Nearly extra bases to start it off for Fry. Utah yesterday had 6 doubles in the game. The 1-2 pitch from Cottrell, fouled out of play on the first base side. Utah another 4 to go along with it back game 1 of this series. An extra base hitting machines. Leadoff hitter Cottrell had 1-2, and the pitch hit to right field. This has some power to it. Montez chasing it to the track, and he'll reach up and make the catch for out number 1. So Fry, a deep fly out to start the afternoon for Utah. Colin Montez making the catch. The first batter retired for the Utes this afternoon to bring up Alex Beza, the Utah first baseman. Utah now coming in with a record at 17-9-1. Beza at the left side to face the lefty Cottrell. He winds and delivers, and it's too high for ball 1. The win yesterday, the Utes improved to 10-4-1 away from Salt Lake. Cottrell with his second offering. Breaking pitch fouled off the hands. It's over the third base side, 1-1. New back to Omaha baseball facility down the left field line. That is the Cougar team mantra, is get this team back to Omaha. Long historic success the Cougars have had as a baseball program. The 1-1 pitch hit in the air to center field. This breaking ball is hammered towards the fence. Stancato going back, reaches up, makes the catch, and hits his left shoulder against the fence. Kyler Stancato stays with it and allowed out number 2, but Cottrell's got the first 2 retired for the Utes here on this Sunday. Chase Anderson, the Utah third baseman, next. Cottrell looking for a 1-2-3 top half of the first. Just winding the first pitch to Anderson. Fastball called a strike on the lower inside edge, 0-1. Cottrell sitting 89 on that last fastball. From Spokane Valley, his next pitch hit to left field. This will be a base knock out in front of Justin Vanderbrake. A 2-out single for Chase Anderson. And Utah with its first base runner this afternoon. Spokane Valley for the redshirt junior Cottrell. Started his career at Gonzaga, transferred to Spokane Falls. And now his furthest stop from home. Still only an hour and a half away in Pullman. So a lead on first for Chase Anderson. Cottrell ready, here's his pitch. And it's hammered up the middle into center field for a base knock. Stancato had to roll to his left. Anderson rounds second, going for third. And on one pitch, Clarkson makes it first and third for the Utes with 2 outs in the visitors' first. So Utah getting good contact on the ball here in this first inning. Even the 2 flyouts were well hit. See if McCabe Cottrell can get out of this top half of the first inning with runners on the corners. Jaden Kiernan, the designated hitter, up next. Cottrell looking at the runner at first. Here's his pitch. Dives low and inside to Kiernan. A ball, no strikes. Cottrell has a fastball, a changeup, a curveball, and a cutter. Checks first, his 1-0 pitch. And that's a little bit high. 2 balls, no strikes. And Anthony Claggett has said one of the things for Cottrell is just being able to settle down on the mound, kind of relax into this. It hasn't gone the way that the fourth-year junior has wanted here in his first season with Washington State, but he's got great stuff. Checks first his 2-0 pitch. And that fastball blazes in on the inside half for strike 1. Something that has plagued the Cougs in Pac-12 play this year is falling behind in the early stages. McCabe Cottrell trying to avoid that here in the Utah first. Corner runners, no score, 2 outs. Is 2-1 offering in under the hands of Jaden Kiernan for ball 3. So Kiernan, the fourth-year junior himself, from Corona, California, trying to deliver for Utah in the first. Cottrell comes home with the 3-1 pitch, and it's fouled out of play, but towards the first base side, 3-2. See what Cottrell wants to go with here. Fastball in the upper 80s. Brian Green mentioned locating that changeup is going to be key today. A payoff pitch coming, corner runners, no score. Here it is. Fastball on the lower inside edge, hit to short. Colden having to wait on it. Throws a rocket over to first base, and it's in time to beat Jaden Kiernan to the bag, ending the first inning for Utah. They get a couple hits, they leave a couple on, and the Cougar bats are coming to the plate next. Cody Colden, Jack Smith, Colin Montez will start us off scoreless after this from Learfield.
A lot goes into Washington State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Washington's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Cougar Nation, locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
The Clearwater River Casino and Lodge proudly supports Washington State University Athletics, the premier venue for events and entertainment, located 4 miles east of Lewiston, Idaho. Come hit the jackpot with us, with over 600 gaming machines, saltwater pool, restaurant, and giant screens in the Stadium Sports Bar. Owned and operated by the Nez Perce Tribe, our hospitality is legendary. Stay, play, and get away with the Clearwater River Casino. Go Cougs!
We go to the bottom of the first inning in Pullman, no score. Washington State hosting the Utah Utes, game 3 of this series. Starting pitcher for Utah, Cam Day, warming up. A right-hander who's 1-3 on the year with an 8.31 ERA. In 6 starts, he's thrown 26 innings, 20 strikeouts to 12 walks. Opponents are hitting .333 off of Day this year. The batting order that he'll face for Washington State, Cody Colden leads it off. Then Jack Smith, who was 4 for 4 yesterday, batting in the 2 spot. Colin Montez hitting 3rd. Kyle Russell in cleanup. Keith Jones the 2nd, who had his first career home run yesterday, batting 5th. Then Justin Vanderbrake, Kyler Stancato, Jake Meyer, who also homered yesterday, and Elijah Hainline. So it starts with the shortstop, Cody Colden. First pitch from Day, and it's low and outside for ball 1. Yeah, low 50s for first pitch today. Slight breeze out to right, but very calm compared to yesterday. 1-0 fastball checks in the lower inside corner to Colden, to groans from the Cougar crowd, 1-1. Day's fastball came in at 92 to Cody Colden, who's hitting .231 this year. And he takes a 1-1 pitch that breaks away from the right-handed batter, 2-1. Day is a freshman from Layton, Utah. The 2-1 pitch fouled over the first base dugout of the Utes. Up into the bleachers on the first base side. 2-2, the count's Cody Colden. Utah got a couple hits in the first. Cape Cottrell got the ground ball to get out of it. 2-2 here to the leadoff man. The next pitch to Colden bounces outside. And the count's full, 3-2. Infield, outfield, straight up to Colden. The payoff pitch, and he hits it out of play, first base side. Working Cam Day here in the opening at-bat of the afternoon. As the 7th pitch will be coming up. Utah defensively, Chase Anderson, Matt Richardson, Landon Fry, Alex Peza from left to right around the infield. Davis Kopp doing the catching. Comes another payoff pitch. Colden hits it on the ground left side, sliding to his right, the shortstop Richardson, and he throws over to first to get Colden for out number 1. The rest of that Utah defense in the outfield, TJ Clarkson in left, Carter Booth in center, and Dakota Duffalo in right. Brings up Jack Smith for the Cougars. It was 4 for 4 yesterday. The wind in the first pitch. He takes it outside, 1-0. Breaking ball that Day tried to slice across the zone. Smith, after the 4 for 4 day, is hitting .349 for the Cougars. The 1-0 offering. Low and inside for ball 2. Smith, a senior from Mercer Island High School. Day the wind, the 2-0 pitch. Outside for ball 3, away from Smith. He's got an opportunity here, the second hitter of the day for the Cougs, to get on base. Day into his wind, the 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way, Jack Smith. As the fastball pours over the zone for strike 1. First 4-hit game of the season for Jack Smith. Has raised the average 41 points, and he takes ball 4 low and inside. A 1-out walk. Cougars have a base runner here in the bottom of the first. Raising that average 41 points from the start of this series. As Smith back on game 1 went 2 for 4, drove in a couple runs. Colin Montez will try to do something with him on base. 1-out base runner for the Cougars, no score here in the bottom of the first inning. Day out of the stretch for the first time. Montez hits it back at Day. It grabs him on the right side of his back as he turned his back to it. Gets it at his feet, throws to first to beat Montez. It does move Jack Smith to second, but a tattooed comebacker at Cam Day, and the athletic training staff for Utah is going to come out, take a look. Day just pointing, saying, yeah, it hit me above my right hip, and it's a very short visit for everybody out there. He says, I'm fine. We'll return to the mound. Cougars have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Montez, just with some bad luck, he was right on it, but robbed of the base hit because it hit the back of Day. Kyle Russell time now for the Cougars with 2 outs. Trying to grab the game's first run here in the first inning. Opportunity will belong to the sophomore. Check behind the runner at second. That's Smith. The first pitch to Russell takes a big cut upper half, but he's late on 93 from Cam Day. Russell coming into 2022, a top 30 draft prospect in the Pac-12. He's trying to give the Cougars a lead in the first. 2 outs, the 0-1 pitch. And it breaks low. Count evens up to Russell. Russell prepped at Curtis High School with the Vikings over in the Tacoma area. Lead off a second for Smith. 2 outs, here comes the 1-1 pitch, and it's low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Second baseman's holding on Smith. It's Landon Fry, so the hole's the opposite way for Russell on the right side. The 2-1 pitch. Low and away for ball 3. The base runner here in the first for the Cougars came on a 3-1 pitch walk to Jack Smith. Utah, after being idle last week in the Pac-12, they have moved up tied for 5th in the conference in record. They're trying to get a big win on this Sunday and sweep a road series. Cougs trying to put an end to a 10-game losing streak. 3-1 pitch to Russell, fouled out of play on the first base side. It's 3-2. It's a Cougar team that just feels like, with the talent that's there individually up and down the order on this pitching staff, that they get one to fall here with a big week upcoming against Gonzaga and Arizona. I mean, there's a chance to turn the tides on the way this season has gone so far. Payoff pitch to come here to Russell with 2 outs. Runner at second. Russell grounds it at third, but it's left of the bag. Chasing it over, Chase Anderson. So we'll try it again at 3-2. The 20th pitch of the first inning coming up for Cam Day. Cougars making him work. Jack Smith is in scoring position. 2 outs. 3-2 the count. The pitch to Russell. And he hits it off the hands. High looper towards shallow right field. Fry going back with it. Can't make the catch. Laid out for it as the wind was pushing it into shallow right field. And coming around to score is Jack Smith. Cougs lead 1-0 here in the first. Landon Fry had the time to get there, but he was having to search against the sun for it as well. And it looked like it might have just grazed the end of the webbing. So it does bring home Jack Smith for the first run, and it is ruled a hit. RBI single for Kyle Russell. Cougars lead 1-0 here in the first, with Russell fighting that off the hands. Keith Jones the second in at the left side. He takes a first pitch just off the lower outside corner, 1-0. So 1-0 Cougs here in the first, courtesy of Kyle Russell. His 8th run he's brought home this season. Jones the second's the DH today. The 1-0 pitch to him, and that hits the turf, blocked by Kopp. 2 balls, no strikes. Keith yesterday came in a pinch hitter in the 8th inning, and on a 2-1 pitch, gassed one over the wall in right center field. The 2-0 pitch hit back at the middle, and it's stabbed by the left glove of the pitcher Day. Comes down off the mound to get it to Alex Beza for out number 3. And that does it for the Cougars in the first. 2-out productive RBI single for Kyle Russell, and the Cougs lead this afternoon 1-0 heading to the second after this from Learfield.
Get game day ready at Rosars. Rosars is a proud sponsor of WSU Athletics and your headquarters for keeping snacks stocked up for game time. You'll find the largest craft beer selection, local and imported wines, and all the makings for your favorite cocktails. And while you're there, stock up on your favorite deli snacks, pizza, rotisserie chickens, and ribs. Don't just watch the game, experience it with your favorite game time foods. Get game day ready at Rosars.
Did you disagree with that call the ref just made? Maybe it's time you had your eyes checked. Rolling Hills Eye Care provides comprehensive eye and vision exams for the entire family at both their Pullman and Colfax locations. Visit them at rollinghillseyecare.com and schedule your appointment today. That's rollinghillseyecare.com.
Second inning coming up in Pullman. It's a 1-0 lead for Washington State over Utah. As Jake Meyer just completed his throw down to second base. Trevor Williams in for Matt Chasnow. Brett Wiseman in our network studios. Jared Prengruber is putting together the production on the video stream side, Pac-12 Plus, thanks to our crew in-house here as well. Pretty nice Sunday crowd on hand here at Bailey Brayton Field for Game 3 of this series. Davis Kopp, the catcher, to lead off for Utah. After they stranded a couple runners in the first pitch to Kopp, and he takes a fastball knee-high for strike 1. Kopp, a scary play back in Game 1 of the series when he was on the base pads in the 9th inning. Looked like he got a cleat caught in the turf as he takes the 0-1 pitch on the lower outside corner for strike 2. Came up kind of holding like the ankle, knee area, but did walk off the field gingerly under his own power, and now he's back here today. Cottrell ahead 0-2, and he fires one low and inside to Kopp. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A 1-2 pitch. And it's low for ball 2. Kopp, the leadoff man here in the second for Utah. Cougars a 1-out walk from Jack Smith. He moved to second on a ground ball, scored on an RBI single for Kyle Russell. The count back even at 2-2, and Cottrell steps back off the back of the slab. Wind blowing out to right today in Pullman. Dimensions are 330 down the lines, 400 to center at Bailey Brayton Field. 2-2 pitch coming up. Here it is. Fouled to the Washington State dugout. A little one hopper, and Dakota Hawkins came out of the front of the Washington State dugout to get it with a nice barehanded snag. So still 2-2 to Kopp. And the next pitch. Outer half, grounded left side. Backing up with it, Colden. He has to skip one to Jack Smith, and a nice pick out over at the bag by Smith for out number 1. So Colden records the final out of the first and the first out of the second. Back-to-back groundouts to short, forced by Cottrell. Matt Richardson, the Utah shortstop, up next. So they're ready in the first pitch from Cottrell. Richardson takes it low. We were talking with Coach Green in the pregame about the volatility of the Pac-12 this year. Oregon State evened its series with Stanford yesterday, a 3-2 win for the Beavers. The 1-0 from Cottrell. Line down the right field line over the reaching hand of Jack Smith down into the corner. Montez gets to it quickly, and he'll throw it in after a 1-out double for Matt Richardson. Richardson able to just poke it the other way. And another extra base hit in this series for Utah, a 1-out runner in scoring position here in the second for the Utes as the Cougars lead at 1-0. Carter Booth, the center fielder, up next for Utah. Booth, one of 5 Utes from the state of Washington on this team. Cottrell now checks the runner behind him with 1 out. First pitch outside. He'll start behind Booth 1-0. UCLA did win its series yesterday against Oregon, 4-3 in LA. Arizona guaranteed a series win over Washington over in Seattle, 6-2. Cal evened things up with Arizona State, a 1-0 pitch. Low and inside to Booth, 2 balls, no strikes. The Cal baseball team putting up a few more than the football team did on average this year. 14 runs yesterday for Cal. A 14-7 final over Arizona State in Tempe. Full slate of games all in action on this Sunday. 2-0 pitch high and away to Carter Booth. 3 balls, no strikes. Man on at second, 1 out, top of the second. Cougars lead the Utes 1-0. Includes Oregon already getting some revenge on UCLA. 4-2 lead for the visiting Ducks in the fourth. Oregon State at home, 5-3 also in the fourth. They lead Stanford. The 3-0 pitch, that's a fastball over the zone to Booth. 3-1. Cal trying to come from behind to win its series against Arizona State after dropping the first. They're up 5-1 in the fourth on the road. No score, UW Arizona in the second over in Seattle. One out, runner at second. Here's a 3-1 pitch. And Cottrell works it to the knees. Connor Booth didn't think so. He was about ready to go to first. The count now full, 3-2. Three hits to this point for the Utes. Cougs vying for their first punch out. Cottrell's 3-2. Swung on and missed. Took Connor Booth up the zone. First strikeout for Cottrell, a big one. As two gone for the Utes. And runner Matt Richardson will stay put at second. 23rd strikeout of the season for McCabe Cottrell. And now faces the 9-hitter Dakota Duffalo. Cottrell at Spokane Falls last year, JUCO All-America. And first pitch to Dakota Duffalo is a strike 0-1. It's the Pacific Region Pitcher of the Year. Went 7-0 last year, 81 strikeouts, a 1.95 ERA in 55 and a third innings. He's looking back at Richardson at second, his 0-1 pitch. And that's a little too low. Doesn't get Duffalo to swing at it, 1-1. Cougars are straight up. Russell having to hold the runner on second. With 2 outs, a 1-0 lead, the 1-1 pitch. And that skips up into the glove of Meyer, 2-1. The high overcast clouds, sun coming in over the home plate area, and that toyed with Landon Fry for the Cougar run in the first. 2-1, drifts low and away. And Duffalo sees his way ahead in this count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, that was a tough break for the Cougars, or for the Utes in the Cougars' first inning. That sunshine hanging on the fly ball behind second. The 3-1 pitch hit to right field. This is a land out in front of Colin Montez. Runners coming on home. Montez a throw up the first base line. And Matt Richardson scores. Utah evening it at 1 here this afternoon with 2 outs in the second. RBI single for Dakota Duffalo. And 1-1 to score with 2 outs, and Utah now runner on at first base. Back to the top of the order for Landon Fry. Fry hit one to the front edge of the warning track in right field his first time up. Cottrell with the pitch. Fry hits it at second. Russell, couple steps to his left, gobbles it up, throws to Smith, and 1 pitch for out number 3 in the top of the second. Utah draws even on a pair of knocks. Score 1-1 heading to the bottom of the second, with the Cougars coming back to the plate after this from Learfield.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
I'm Ian McGregor of the McGregor Company. It takes so much to raise a successful crop, from seed to nutrition, protection, and technology. There are so many choices that growers make. We are passionate about helping sort through what works and what will ultimately have an impact on the bottom line of our customers. We're invested in the communities we serve and invested in improving crop production through applied research, skill, technology, and most importantly, through dedicated people who care about farm families, the environment, local communities.
Back in Pullman, we go to the bottom of the second inning. Score all tied between Washington State and Utah from beautiful Bailey Brayton Field. It's been a nice weather weekend on the Palouse, all things considered. little breezy and cool yesterday, but no rain. Starting to feel like baseball season in the spring in Pullman. Justin Vanderbrake, Kyler Stancato, Jake Meyer due up for the Cougars, 6, 7, 8. And the first pitch, Vanderbrake loses the bat, swinging through it, and it pinwheels past third. Chase Anderson will grab it and flip it back towards the Cougar dugout, 0-1. Utah turning to Cam Day today, a local freshman. Came into this program as the #1 ranked player in the state of Utah. He's been in the low 90s with his fastball. His 0-1 pitch to Vanderbrake. And a fastball to the lower outside corner for strike 2. It's 92 on that last offering from Day. 1-1 score here in the bottom of the second. The Yakima native for the Cougs at the plate. It's the 0-2 on the ground at short. Richardson boots it, and it gets away from him into shallow center field. An error on the shortstop, Matt Richardson, and Justin Vanderbrake aboard to open the bottom of the second for the Cougs. So Kyler Stancato get a chance with a man on, nobody out. Utah already going to have to find an extra out in this second inning. Vanderbrake leads from first. Here's the pitch. And that skips up into the glove of Davis Kopp, 1-0. Stancato getting the start today, the sophomore, with 3 hits on the season, 1 double. Vanderbrake leading from first. Day's no out, 1-0 offering to Stancato, low and outside. Kyler did show a bunt and pull it back. 2 balls, no strikes. Stancato was one of the players coming into the year that Brian Green had indicated had developed some of the most during the offseason. Day getting a quick visit from Davis Kopp, his catcher. Stancato's trying to break out of a rough stretch here at the plate. It's his 6th start of the season here this afternoon. Move to first. Vanderbrake dives back over. Be interesting to know if Davis Kopp was trying to key his freshman pitcher in on keeping an eye on Justin Vanderbrake. Day comes set. The 2-0. Bunt shown by Stancato. He does get to this one, but fouls it off. Under the barrel, skipping back to the screen, 2-1. It's just been a rough season at the plate for the Cougars, who last year lost a ton of close games. They were just a couple games away from 500. The Pac-12 schedule. Finished above 500 for a second straight year. The 2-1 to Stancato popped up out of play, third base side. No, not out of play. It's drifting back in with the wind. And in foul ground, Chase Anderson will make the catch for out number 1. So a foul out and foul ground for Stancato. 1 gone for the Cougars in the bottom of the second. All tied up with Utah, 1-1. Jake Meyer, the Cougar catcher, coming up next. Meyer, an experienced backstop for the Cougars, redshirt junior from Scottsdale. Waiting on an offering from Day. Day offers over to first instead, and diving back over is Vandenbrake. Meyer looking at the front step of the Washington State dugout. Brian Green giving him the signs in this one-out situation. Day the stretch and the pitch. It's a pitch out. Vandenbrake was leaning a little bit to second, but turned around and got his way back to the first base bag. Cougs worked a run on a walk and a Sun single in the first. Base runner on here via error in the second after Utah tied it up at 1 in the top half. The 1-out, 1-0 pitch. And that's low and away to Jake Meyer. 2 balls, no strikes. Meyer comes in with the average at 204. Last year, all-conference honorable mention, takes a 2-0 under the hands for ball 3. Last year for Meyer, it was 281 average for the catcher with 22 RBI, 13 doubles, a triple, and 3 homers. At an OPS of 801. The 3-0 pitch takes a strike on the outside half, 3-1. Meyer yesterday with the home run. Broke up an 0 for stretch in his last 3 games. There's 10 hits this year. Trying to get the Cougs moving in the second, the 3-1 pitch. And Meyer unloads on it, but foul. Out towards RV land for the first base side of Bailey Brayton Field. 25 RVs were booked into the parking lot beyond first, which is capacity to this point. The capacity is going to grow, I can tell you that, as there continues to be demand for the RV program. The 3-2 pitch, runner takes off. Meyer hits it to short. It's still steam. Richardson gets it to Fry for 1. Relay to first. It pulled the first baseman Beza up the bag, but he gets his left foot back to it for the double play. 6-4-3 as it was hit too hard at Matt Richardson, and the error doesn't come back to hurt for the Utes. Through 2, score all tied at 1. This is Cougar Baseball from Learfield.
Ferrante's Marketplace Cafe is a proud sponsor of Washington State Athletics. With our thin crust pizzas and calzones, fresh pastas and salad, and 18 flavors of gelato, there's something for everyone. And with options to dine in, take out, or get family style to go, you can enjoy Ferrante's any way you want. Call us today at 509-443-6304. That's 509-443-6304. Or go to doitalian.com. Ferrante's Marketplace Cafe, Spokane's best Italian.
Oh, so I should save all my money.
Yep, make room under that mattress.
Okay, no big purchases then.
But you should put 20% down on a house as soon as you can.
Hold on, you literally just said
Yeah, I know what I said.
There's a lot of questionable money advice out there. For financial knowledge that can help you reach your version of success, come to Gisa Credit Union. We can walk you through everything you need to feel confident about your finances. There's a healthier approach to money. Find it at Gisa Credit Union. Gisa is an equal opportunity lender.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Washington State University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of Washington State University and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by Washington State University.
Professional bull riders return bigger, badder, and bolder for an all-new 2022 season. Join them as the PBR invades Washington State. Its return comes to Everett and Tacoma April 6th through the 10th. Tickets start at $15. You can get yours today at PBR.com. Get them while you can. and find out what it means to be Cowboy. Top of the third, 1-1 score. McCabe Cottrell back to work, and he starts Utah first baseman Alex Beza off with a strike. Beza, a graduate senior, transfer from Hawaii. 0-1 pitch low and outside, 1-1. Mike Brown, a Utah assistant, was an associate head coach last 3 seasons at Hawaii. Reunited the two in Salt Lake City. 1-1 pitch. Rides low and away from Beza. 2 balls and 1 strike. So kind of neat that Alex's brother Danny is a student manager with his Utah baseball team. The 2-1 pitch. Beza hits it well out of play over the left field side. 2-2. Good smells coming out of that left field side. The grill is working down the left field line. Lunchtime, maybe a little past it on this Sunday afternoon in Pullman. 2-2 to leadoff man in the third. Game tied at 1. The pitch from Cottrell. Fastball, line to left field, over a jumping Elijah Hainline, who had shifted a little further into the left side. The left side of the Cougar infield, but it's a leadoff single in the third for Alex Beza, and Utah has its 5th hit. Hits just keep coming from the Utes in this series. 35 hits for Utah. 14 in game 1, 16 yesterday. Continuing to put pressure on with 1 out or fewer on the Cougar pitching staff. As Chase Anderson, the 3-hole hitter, comes up. He singled back in the first. It was on a line drive into left. First pitch goes in and misses above the shoestrings. The right-handed batter's box for Anderson, 1-0. No lights on today at Bailey Brayton Field. Plenty of sunshine. The 1-0 pitch. Low and inside for ball 2. We mentioned all the extra base hits for Utah in this series as Anthony Claggett's going to come out of the Washington State dugout to talk with McCabe Cottrell. There's 13 extra base hits for Utah last weekend against Mercer. I think this is just a visit here for Claggett to kind of calm down Cottrell. He took his right hand and kind of patted the throwing shoulder of his Cougar left-hander. Just trying to settle him down here. To the leadoff single, we're seeing him get a little sped up behind 2-0. Home plate umpire Gary DeFabio goes out to break up the conference. Let's see if it serves that purpose of just relaxing McCabe Cottrell a little bit here. Who's behind 2-0 to Chase Anderson. For a Utah team that's been swinging it really well now over the last couple weeks. The 2-0 pitch, and that bounces. Meyer blocking it. 3-0. Check over at first, the 3-0 pitch. And that rides high to Chase Anderson. 4-pitch walk. So Alex Beza is pushed to second. First walk surrendered by Cottrell today. And first and second with nobody out for Utah. Bring up TJ Clarkson, who has 7 home runs on the season. First pitch to him. It's a slider that bends away. 1-0. Clarkson's continued to reach base in this series for Utah. It's a 25-game stretch now. The 1-0 pitch. And he hits it to left field. Coming in for it for the Cougs is Vandenbrake on the run. He'll make the catch. And the runners will retreat back to first and second. A line out to left for out number 1 in the top of the third. Game all tied at 1. Runners at first and second for Utah. Jaden Kiernan up next. Kiernan grounded out to short in the first. If the Cougs can get that again, a chance to try to turn a double play. Turn around and a look back at second for Cottrell. Sends Beza back to the bag. Five hits here in the early going for Utah, though. First pitch from Cottrell to Kiernan. Hit hard at second. Russell grabs it by his stomach, flips to Colden. He runs over the bag, throws to first. A beautiful double play, and it would have been an interference on the slide anyways at second, but the Cougars turn it 4-6-3, and that gets McCabe Cottrell out of the top of the third inning. Game all tied at 1. Cougars back to the plate next after this from Learfield.
Start enjoying your maintenance-free lifestyle today with Choices. Bishop Place Senior Living has many options to explore depending on the level of care you need. Bishop Place has a wide range of activities, social events, and fitness options depending on your interests. We also have housekeeping and dining service. Less worry, less chores, more life, and more choices. Visit us on the web at bishopplace.net or call to schedule your tour today. We can't wait to see you.
It's time to bring the big game to your backyard. With battery power made by Steel. Our AK Homeowner Series battery tools start at just $199.99. Find yours at over 10,000 local dealers. Steel is a proud supporter of your Washington State Cougars. Real Steel. Find yours. All prices SNW SRP.
Elijah Hainline, Cody Colden, Jack Smith due up for the Cougars in the third. Game is all tied at 1 in Pullman, and we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Cougar Baseball from Learfield. So Elijah Hainline to lead off for Washington State. Freshman Spokane native. Gonna look to get the lead back for the Cougars after a scoreless top half of the third. Capped with a double play. Day's first pitch, and he rides a fastball tight to Hainline. The limbo away from it, a ball and no strikes. Day has shown some great stuff here in the first couple innings. His 1-0 pitch. Low and outside, 2-0. With him having the live fastball and being such a highly touted high school recruit out of the state of Utah, the question this year was how will he develop the secondary pitches? It's a 2-0 pitch. Checks the lower inside half for strike one. The faster he's able to do that, Cam Day, the faster he's going to become just an absolute dude on this Utah staff. 2-1 pitch. Lined over the first base side, out of play, 2-2. Hainline is batting a cool .295 this year. The freshman who has forged his way into this lineup for the Cougars. The 2-2 pitch. And Hainline takes it low and in to get the count full. 18 hits for Hainline. That's fourth best of the 9 in the Cougar lineup today. He has 3 doubles, a homer, 8 runs driven in, and takes ball 4 on the 3-2 from Cam Day. So leadoff walk, second walk issued by Day. The last time the Cougars got a free runner via walk in the first, they brought it around to score. Back to the top of the order for Cody Colden. 1-1 ball game here at the bottom of the third, and timeout called out of the Utah dugout. Be Gary Henderson heading out to the mound to speak with his freshman right-hander. Henderson was a 2018 Coach of the Year. Was an assistant the last couple of years at Utah. He's in his third season with the Utes. Bill Kenneberg, the longtime former head coach of Utah, retired at the end of last season. And then it was Henderson taking it over. Talking with his young pitcher here, and we've seen both coaches have to come out to just kind of settle down their starters here in the opening innings. It worked out well for Washington State last half inning. So McCabe Cottrell was able to get a double play ball to get the Cougars out of trouble. Second time through the order now for Cam Day. And the pitch to Cody Colden. A fastball misses low and away. Colden worked a 7-pitch at bat to start it this afternoon. Ended up grounding out to short. Day ready. Here's the stretch and the 1-0 pitch. And Colden swings and misses on the lower half, 1-1. Elijah Hainline working his 9th walk of the season to get aboard to start the last of the third for the Cougars. On base percentage near 400. Probably actually over 400 now with that last check over at first, and he dives back in safely. Still just very high clouds casted over the Palouse this afternoon. Pleasant afternoon for baseball. Hainline back to his lead. Another check over. This time Hainline takes a few steps and punches his right cleats back into the first base bag. Hainline for the Cougs, 1 steal and 1 attempt this year. The 1-1 pitch. And that's outside for ball 2. So Cody Colden works his way ahead, 2 balls and a strike. Jack Smith waits on deck, the hottest hitters for the Cougs. The 2-1 pitch, and Colden rolls it over foul into the Washington State dugout, 2-2. Second baseman Landon Fry is pulled over near to second base, guard against a stolen base attempt for Elijah Hainline. Third baseman Chase Anderson trying to guard the third baseline. The 2-2 to Colden. Hits it towards first. It's snagged down low to the right by Beza. Goes to short to Richardson for 1. Colden's going to win a foot race with Day to first to avoid a double play. So a fielder's choice. Put out goes 3-6. Out number 1 for the Cougs in the bottom of the third. Jack Smith will come up now with 1 out. Game tied at 1. Cougs and Utes today, last of the homestand on this weekend for Washington State. They'll make a short trip to Gonzaga on Tuesday and then off to Arizona next weekend. First pitch, breaking ball to the inside half to Jack Smith for strike 1. That'll be a trip to Tucson for Washington State to face the Arizona Wildcats. Cougars will face the other Arizona school, the Sun Devils, to finish the season in Pullman May 19th to 21st. A pitch out, Hainline diving back over to first base, and he is there in time. Ball and a strike to Jack Smith. What a job that Willie Bloomquist has done down in Tempe with Arizona State. They were in the doldrums start of the year. They're 4-4 in Pac-12 play coming into play today, and a pitch low to Jack Smith, 2 balls and 1 strike. It was looking rough in non-conference play, and the Sun Devils have started turning it around. Today, though, in a decisive game 3, they are down 9-2 to Cal in the 5th inning. The 2-1 pitch. Smith hits it past first foul, and it's now 2-2. Arizona trying to stay atop the Pac-12 through this 4th weekend, and so far so good for the Wildcats. They lead Washington 4-1 over on Montlake in the top of the 3rd. You talk about an Arizona team that's been swinging the bats this year. They've been impressive as always. Lead the conference in average, 302. Good move over to first on Cody Colden, who dives back in safely. Still the count 2-2. That tag was right there by Alex Beza. Lead off of first for Colden. And the 2-2 pitch. That bounces, gets away off the glove of Kopp. And moving up 90 feet goes Colden. As it got away to the right side of Kopp. Counts full as well to Jack Smith, 3-2. Lead at second now for Cody Colden in scoring position. A payoff pitch on the way to Jack Smith. From Cam Day, Smith hits it to right field. This sits down in front of Dakota Duffalo. Colden had to make sure it got down, and he'll put the brakes on at third. Another good piece of hitting by Jack Smith. Corner runners with 1 out for the Cougars in the bottom of the 3rd, and that's what Brian Green said Jack Smith does. He says just gets in there and hits. Doesn't think too much, just lets the at-bat flow, and took what he was given there, 3-2, to just drive it the other way into right field. Gives Colin Montez a chance to give the Cougars the lead here in the 3rd. Game tied at 1. Montez hit one off the back of the pitcher, Cam Day, in the 1st inning. He was all over it. First pitch to him, hits it off the hands, right side. This will bring the run home. Over to his left is Fry, throws to first to get the out. But a productive ground out for Colin Montez gives the Cougars a 2-1 lead. Jack Smith makes it to second on the play as well. And it's 2-1 Cougars here in the bottom of the 3rd, with Kyle Russell coming up next. Was this exact spot for Russell in the 1st? Jack Smith at second base, 2 outs. And a flare shot off the hands for Russell in the 1st. Just got out past Landon Fry, who was fighting the sun looking for it. First pitch to Russell. And it's a breaking ball that bends low and away, 1-0. 55 pitches that the Cougars have forced Cam Day into this afternoon, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd and a 2-1 lead. Day ready is 1-0. Russell grounds it off of his back foot, the right foot. It's 1-1. Misspoke a moment ago talking averages in the Pac-12 for Arizona. They're 3rd. They lead the conference overall. But they're third behind Oregon State and Oregon. Those are the only three schools, Oregon State, Oregon, Arizona, that are hitting above 300 in the Pac-12 this year. Utah's fourth at 292. Jack Smith in scoring position, 2-1 Cougs here in the third. The 1-1 pitch, and Russell back towards the middle. Fry down to a knee behind second base, and he makes the catch on a softer liner for out number 3. Cougars do get the lead back on a base hit. They leave one runner aboard, and after 3, it's the Cougs 2, the Utes 1. This is Washington State baseball from Learfield.
Boost Collaborative is a proud sponsor of Cougar Baseball and is a proud supporter of people with disabilities on the Palouse. For over 50 years, Boost Collaborative has been here to help families and their toddlers meet developmental milestones. For youth and adults, Boost provides job placement, on-the-job training, and follow-along supports. Now you can play a part in Boost's success through your donations and purchases at Palouse Treasures Thrift Store in Pullman. Boost Collaborative, empowering people with disabilities on the Palouse. Go Cougs!
There's a new satisfying stop on the road. Nom Nom has your snack. It's the think with your belly destination, where tasty treats, refreshing drinks, and quality fuel always come first. Nom Nom. Life in the snack lane. Enjoy your casual Friday every day at Nom Nom. Delivered fresh daily to participating Nom Nom convenience stores. Fabulous fritters, glorious glazed rings, magnificent maple bars, and more. Nom Nom. Life in the snack lane.
Go to the top of the fourth inning, 2-1, Washington State leading Utah in Pullman. Trevor Williams in for Matt Chasanow. He will be back in the saddle on Tuesday in Spokane. Cougars travel north to take on Gonzaga. Great basketball season for the Cougs. Chaz worked his way out to the East Coast. Native of the East Coast, he's a Coug now. Here's cemented in Eastern Washington. First pitch to Davis Kopp. It's fouled out of play, 0-1. So that Cougar basketball team made it to the Final Four of the NIT. Really good stuff. Kyle Smith on the Palouse. The 0-1 pitch to Davis Kopp. Low and outside, 1-1. Towards the middle of the season here for the Cougars as the calendar turned into April this weekend. The 1-1 pitch hit in the air to right field. Montez coming in. He's got eyes on it, and he makes the catch off his right side for out number 1. So 1 pitch and an out here for McCabe Cottrell. After the mound visit in the third with a 2-0 count, he did walk that batter, Chase Anderson, but he's now rebounded to retire the last 3. And his Cougs gave him a lead in the bottom of the third. An RBI ground out for Colin Montez. 2-1 Cougars. Matt Richardson at the right side. First pitch to him, and he grounds it left side. Colden as it goes shortstop to shortstop, and Colden's throw on the money to Jack Smith for out number 2. Such a sure-handed shortstop, Cody Colden. Those plays don't make you bat an eye when he's moving into the hole away from first. He's got a great arm. He's very steady. And the Cougars 2 up, 2 down, top of the fourth. Connor Booth, the Utah center fielder, standing in next. Cottrell, the first pitch, a breaking ball, and he just couldn't quite snap it off to the corner, 1-0. This would be exactly what McCabe Cottrell's looking for, a quick inning. So it took him just 4 pitches to get the first 2 outs. Here's his 1-0. And that just missed on the inside half, 2-0. There's over 1,000 umpires at Bailey Brayton Field that don't think so. The 2-0 pitch. Fouled out of play. Booth, a .214 hitter who kind of got out of a funk in game 1 of the series. Went 2 for 5 with a home run, drove in 4 runs. Yesterday he was 0 for 3, only hitter in the lineup without a hit for Utah yesterday, and he fouls with 2-1 out of play. So it's now 2-2. Cottrell has 1 punch out at this point. It was a fastball to Carter Booth back in the second. See where he goes, 2-2. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Booth hits it in the air to left field. This won't be trouble for Justin Vanderbrake as he's out in front of the scoreboard, well shy of the warning track to make the catch for out number 3. Nice quick 1-2-3 top of the 4th for McCabe Cottrell. And after 3.5, the Cougars lead Utah 2-1. This is Washington State baseball from Learfield.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
A lot goes into Washington State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Washington's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Cougar Nation, locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
Keith Jones II will lead off the last of the 4th for Washington State. Cougars leading 2-1 on this Sunday afternoon in Pullman. Jones II will remember yesterday afternoon for the rest of his life, really, rest of his college career for sure. His first collegiate home run. First pitch drops low and outside to him, 1-0. Deposited a 2-1 pitch well over the right center field fence. 1-0 pitch. Inside for ball 2. He's driving it out towards the tennis courts. So he did not miss on that swing yesterday. The 2-0 pitch. Jones hits another one hard. Diving to stop it is Richardson behind second. He throws to first and he beats Jones the second to the bag. Richardson was squeezed over towards second. Utah was shifting the right side, and the ball short hopped him. He had kind of dove forward and then put the glove up to defend it, bouncing back into his face, and that allowed Richardson to snag it, get the throw. 1 gone for the Cougars in the bottom of the 4th. Justin Vanderbrake up next. Pitch from Day, hit to left field. It's sinking on the left fielder Clarkson. He dives out head first and makes the catch for out number 2. Yeah, that was something that the Utah defense did a lot of on Fridays. Take away base hits from the Cougs. And Clarkson had to contend there with a sinking ball. That's 2 up, 2 down for the Cougars in the 4th. And Cam Day trying to follow McCabe Cottrell with a 1-2-3 4th inning. Both are also trying to make it 5 straight batters retired. First pitch from Day to Stancato misses, 1-0. Day the wind, the 1-0 pitch. Fastball to the knees. Even the count up at a ball and a strike. Stancato popped up in foul ground in his first at-bat in the second. The 1-1 pitch. Low and away. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs, 2-1 Cougars in front in the bottom of the 4th. Line by Day, the 2-1 pitch. And that's low and inside for ball 3. See what Stancato can do here. 3-1 in this count. Next pitch, fouls it under the barrel, and it's towards the front of the Utah dugouts. Now 3-2. Home plate umpire Gary DeFabio wiping off the plate. That last foul must have grounded off of Davis Kopp. Payoff pitch now from Day to Stancato. And it's a high chopper, middle of the infield. Behind second, the shortstop Richardson is already set up in the vicinity, and he makes the throw for out number 3. So Utah copies Washington State, a 1-2-3, bottom of the 4th. After 4, it's Washington State 2, Utah 1. This is Cougar baseball today from Learfield.
This Washington State University sports broadcast is brought to you in part by Pullman Regional Hospital, the official hospital of Washington State Athletics. The combined expertise of our university and our award-winning hospital is being deployed to provide greater access to resources, education, employment opportunities, and innovations to improve healthcare and health outcomes for all of us. Pullman Regional Hospital and Washington State, partners in excellence.
The Clearwater River Casino and Lodge proudly supports Washington State University Athletics, the premier venue for events and entertainment, located 4 miles east of Lewiston, Idaho. Come hit the jackpot with us, with over 600 gaming machines, saltwater pool, restaurant, and giant screens in the Stadium Sports Bar. Owned and operated by the Nez Perce Tribe, our hospitality is legendary. Stay, play, and get away with the Clearwater River Casino. Go Cougs!
Dakota Duffalo, Landon Fry, Alex Beza due up for Utah into the top of the 5th inning. A Sunday afternoon in Pullman at Bailey Brayton Field. Series finale between Utah and Washington State. Cougars trying to grab one on this Sunday after Utah picked up the first 2 games of the series. It's been 5 straight retired for McCabe Cottrell. Cougars with a run in the 1st and the 3rd innings. Utah had briefly tied it at 1 in the 2nd. Pitch from Cottrell to Duffalo. He unloads on the first pitch, skies this to left field. Vandenbrake hunting for it in an overcast sky, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Right idea for Duffalo. He was just under it here in the 5th. The high fly out to take it to the top of the order for Landon Fry, the Utah second baseman. So they're ready in the first pitch. Fry takes a breaking ball. Curve over the zone for strike 1. Next pitch, 1 sails low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fry, a newcomer to Utah this year. Santa Clara, Utah native. 1-1 pitch. Hit in the air, right side of the infield. It's taking Russell back onto the outfield turf. Second baseman with it. Makes a catch to his left for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the Utes, and 6, make it 7 straight retired for McCabe Cottrell. Alex Beza with 2 outs. Singled to lead off the 3rd for Utah. Cottrell is in rhythm right now against the 4th leading hitting team in the Pac-12 by average, Utah. First pitch to Beza, got him to think about it on the inside half, but he holds back 1-0. Cougars giving a wide opportunity at the third base bag. 1-0 pitch, low and outside from Beza, 2-0. Russell has swung deep into the hole on the right side. He is on the outfield turf about 6 feet back. The 2-0 pitch. Inner half breaking ball and no call for McCabe Cottrell. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cottrell, the next pitch. That's a strike. Three and one, and Cottrell's offering. Hit to left field. A line drive out to Vanderbrake. Moves with it to his right, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Another 1-2-3 inning for McCabe Cottrell as he's put down 8 consecutive Utes. Washington State, the midway point of this ballgame, leads 2-1 this afternoon in Pullman.
Boost Collaborative is a proud sponsor of Cougar Baseball and is a proud supporter of people with disabilities on the Palouse. For over 50 years, Boost Collaborative has been here to help families and their toddlers meet developmental milestones. For youth and adults, Boost provides job placement, on-the-job training, and follow-along supports. Now you can play a part in Boost's success through your donations and purchases at Palouse Treasures Thrift Store in Pullman. Boost Collaborative, empowering people with disabilities on the Palouse. Go Cougs!
It's time to bring the big game to your backyard. With battery power made by Steel. Our AK Homeowner Series battery tools start at just $199.99. Find yours at over 10,000 local dealers. Steel is a proud supporter of your Washington State Cougars. Real Steel. Find yours. All prices SNW SRP.
Bottom of the 5th inning on the Palouse. A 2-1 lead for Washington State. Jake Meyer, Elijah Hainline, Cody Colden due up for the Cougar 5th. Just a couple hits for Washington State in the game, but both of them set up runs in the 1st and 3rd innings. Jake Meyer hit into a double play in the 2nd, but will get his 2nd go at it today. A reminder that the next Cougar home series, April 14th through the 16th against California in Pullman. That is a Thursday through Saturday. First pitch fouled back by Jake Meyer, 0-1. And that'll be for Easter weekend, so no Easter Sunday baseball on the Palouse. It'll be a family day. Day of the Wine, the 0-1 pitch. And a breaking ball inside to Meyer, who leans back out of the way, 1-1. That'll be just the 3rd home series of the year for Washington State. Lots on the road the opening 2 months. Meyer grounds the 1-1 foul. Was past third base, and third base coach Terry Davis. Davis coaches the Cougs over at third. David Bellamy at first. 1-2 pitch, too tight to Jake Meyer. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rest of the coaching staff for Brian Green, Anthony Claggett, the pitching coach. Bryson Campbell, director of ops. Adam Edwards, the athletic trainer. 2-2 offering. And Meyer takes it for a called strike 3. Wow. Meyer had to get his hands out of the way of that one. The first strikeout for Cam Day. And Meyer couldn't believe the call by Gary DeFabi. One out for the Cougs in the bottom of the fifth, and Elijah Hainline up next. Hainline walked in the third. Here's the pitch. And he fouls it back. Hainline took his on-base percentage to .405. Now the 0-1 pitch. And Hainline takes it for strike two. Fastballs come down a couple ticks for Cam Day. Last one was at 89. He's ahead 0-2 in his pitch. Strike three call to the knees to Elijah Hainline. Back-to-back punch-outs for Cam Day. As he gets a pair of Cougars looking. And he and McCabe Cottrell, the pitchers in this one, have settled into a rhythm here in the middle of this ball game. Cottrell just made it 8 straight retired in the top half of the fifth. Day trying to call. Missed a first pitch low and outside to Cody Colden, 1-0. Now the wind of the 1-0 pitch. And Colden got just a piece of it into the glove of Davis Kopp. It's 1-1. Colden reached on a fielder's choice in the third. Grounded out back in the first inning. The 1-1 pitch. Colden hits it to center field. This a line drive to center. Booth going back with it. Steadies in front of the warning track and makes the catch in dead center for out number 3. So both starters have now retired 8 consecutive. We're through 5 in Pullman. Washington State leads Utah on the final day of the series, 2-1 from Learfield.
I'm Ian McGregor of the McGregor Company. We view our role as that of a partner. What we earn here, we invest here, just as we have for more than 130 years.
McGregor's gives back to the community. When my oldest son was in grade school, McGregor's even sponsored his AU basketball, supporting FFA, all that stuff. So it's not just that they're in the chemical business, they are in the community business.
The McGregor Company, dedicated people who care.
I'm Jeff Anderson. Dad started doing business with McGregor Company for 40 years. We've been with them ever since.
Start enjoying your maintenance-free lifestyle today with Choices. Bishop Place Senior Living has many options to explore depending on the level of care you need. Bishop Place has a wide range of activities, social events, and fitness options depending on your interests. We also have housekeeping and dining service. Less worry, less chores, more life, and more choices. Visit us on the web at bishopplace.net or call to schedule your tour today. We can't wait to see you.
Leaves are about ready to turn on the Palouse. Early April, we go to the 6th inning on a Sunday afternoon. Game 3 of the series between Washington State and Utah. 2-1, the Cougars lead in what's turned into a pitching battle here between McCabe Cottrell and Cam Day. Both Cottrell and Day have retired 8 straight batters. Cottrell has calmed down after 5 hits for Utah over the first 3 innings. Faces Chase Anderson to start the 6th, and his first pitch too low and inside. Two pitchers who both coaching staffs, I think, felt like could really dial it in today. The 1-0. And Cottrell, a fastball there for strike 1. Obviously, Day is just so young in his collegiate pitching career. Cottrell, young in his Cougar career. 1-1 pitch, a check swing. Anderson did not go for it. 2 balls and a strike. Cottrell gets the signs, his 2-1 delivery. Low and inside for ball 3. Cougars are guarding the left side of the line over at third with Elijah Hainline. The 3-1 pitch. Off speed, swung on and missed, and it had Anderson big time fooled. He was looking for a fastball. 3-1. Cottrell has needed just one strikeout into this point in the sixth, working with a 2-1 lead. His payoff pitch hit down the right field line into the Utah bullpen. Another 3-2 coming up. The students are lively on this Sunday. Must have been coffee with mom and dad on Parents' Weekend. The 3-2 pitch. Low for ball 4. And a leadoff walk for Chase Anderson in the sixth for Utah. That breaks up 8 consecutive Utes retired. And Anderson's last 2 times, both aboard via walk. TJ Clarkson will be up next for Utah. The dangerous hitter for the Utes, who the Cougars have, for the most part, really held at bay throughout this weekend. Just letting him sprinkle some hits across the series, but nothing of too dire consequence. Cottrell checks the runner. Pitches a fastball home to Clarkson for strike 1. Utah, as we mentioned, coming in tied for 5th in the Pac-12 today. Important Sunday game for him. Cottrell moving to first. Anderson dives back over safely. The Cougars just trying to get the positive vibes rolling. Heading into the midweeker at Gonzaga. And before taking to warmer weather in the desert, another move to first for Cottrell. And Anderson's back over. Then really you look a couple weeks out, the next series in Pullman should be even better weather. As you turn towards May and Pullman, it's going to get really nice out here. The 0-1 pitch low and outside to Clarkson, 1-1. It's always that last week of school, it feels like, right before finals week, when everything changes rather quickly on the Palouse and you get that really beautiful early summer weather. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball there for called strike 2. And Cottrell works back ahead of Clarkson, a ball and 2 strikes. Cougars do have a right-hander going in the bullpen. Actually, a pair of right-handers going down in their bullpen. Leadoff man on for Utah. The Cougars lead 2-1 in the 6th. And Cottrell moving over to first base to chase Anderson back over to the bag. Cottrell hit the Utes into a double play in the 3rd. It's got a 2-strike pitch coming to TJ Clarkson. Here it is. And it's hit to left field. On a line, Vandenbrink back with it a few steps to his left. And he makes the catch. Retreating back to first, Chase Anderson. And out number 1 for Utah in the visiting 6th. Utah 4 hits in the first 2 innings, and they got 1 in the 3rd and nothing since. Jaden Kiernan hit into an inning-ending double play in the 3rd. Same scenario is at play here in this at-bat. Top of the 6th, 1 out. Cougars lead 2-1 with a man on. And the first pitch bounces. Meyer's up with it. Good throw to second. Runner tried to take off, but Russell has the tag. And a really nice pick out of the turf by Jake Meyer. And he caught Chase Anderson, who couldn't decide what he wanted to do on that ball low. And he was gunned down for out number 2. So now 2 gone for the Utes. Bases wiped clean with the Cougars leading by a run. And Cottrell's 1-0 pitch fouled out of play on the first base side. Good way to get the confidence and the good vibes back to the left-hander. All of a sudden, some empty bases. And the wind of the 1-1 pitch. Good breaking ball hit on the ground at short. 2 hops to Colden. His throw down the line to Smith, but it rolls him right into a tag on Jaden Kiernan for out number 3. Cottrell faces the minimums in the 6th, thanks to Jake Meyer picking out a runner at second base. And we go to the bottom of inning number 6. Cougars lead it 2-1 here from Learfield.
It's time to bring the big game to your backyard. With battery power made by Steel. Our AK Homeowner Series battery tools start at just $199.99. Find yours at over 10,000 local dealers. Steel is a proud supporter of your Washington State Cougars. Real Steel. Find yours. All prices SNW SRP.
If you use natural gas, you recognize its blue flame. But natural gas is actually invisible and odorless. That's why Avista adds a rotten egg scent, in case there's ever a leak. If you smell natural gas at home, get outside fast. Don't flip switches or do anything to cause a spark. Go somewhere safe. Call 911. Then Avista. We'll take care of the problem and tell you when it's okay to return. Till then, it's a good excuse to visit the neighbors. Avista. We just want you to be safe.
Bottom of the 6th inning coming up next in Pullman. Jack Smith, Colin Montez, Kyle Russell, 2-3-4 due up for the Cougars. Trying to break Cam Day out of a stretch of 8 consecutive that he's retired, but the Cougars have the 2-1 lead. Smith is 1 for 1. His single back in the 3rd was the last runner to reach base for the Cougs. Smith 5 for 5 now over the last 2 games. And 7 for 9 in the series. The first pitch to him. Low and inside for ball 1. Smith singled in the 3rd to make it corner runners for the Cougars. Colin Montez on a ground out brought in the leading run 2-1. Smith takes a big swing at the 1-0 and comes up empty. Cabe Cottrell threw his 6 innings at 82 pitches, 1 run allowed. The 1-1 pitch to Smith. Lower inside corner called strike 2. Best Pac-12 outing so far of the year for McCabe Cottrell. Cam Day has been following his suit. The 1-2 pitch bounces outside, gets past the catcher Kopp to the backstop, 2-2. It's got a chance to be close to the best for Day as well. He did go 6 1/3 in a winning effort against UW on March 13th. The 2-2 pitch, and Smith fouls it off of Kopp, does just enough to keep him from catching it. So we'll have another 2-2 coming. It's really just been the last couple games for Cam Day that have sent his ERA skyrocketing. At Oregon, 4 2/3, gave up 6 runs, 6 earned runs. And then against Mercer last week, 9 earned runs. Good bounce back here today. It's 2-2 to Smith, is on the ground at short. Richardson scoops it, throws to Beza, and 9 straight Cougars retired by Cam Day. 1 gone for Washington State in the bottom of the 6th. We'll see if Colin Montez can turn the Cougar fortunes. First pitch from Day to Montez in tight. Day actually outside of being the #1 ranked pitcher out of the state of Utah. #1 ranked player overall out of the state of Utah. And the 1-0 by Montez hammered up the middle. third hit for the Cougars today, and it breaks up 9 consecutive sent down. And Montez has been right on some of these pitches from Day and gets paid with a hard hit single back up the box. So 1 out base runner for the Cougars. Kyle Russell coming up. He has the other of the 3 Cougar hits. And it was an RBI single in the first for the game's first run. 2-1 Cougars. First pitch to Russell. Drifts low and away. Utah State Player of the Year last year, Cam Day. Lead off of first for Colin Montez with 1 out. The 1-0 pitch. Russell hits it in the air. Shallow right field. Bleeding shot again. Going back. Fry again. He can't get it. Montez was waiting between first and second, and coming up throwing his Duffalo, and he beats Montez to second base. So it's 2 outs. It is a single for Kyle Russell. It was twice he's bled one into right field. But the throw goes 9-6 for out number 2. And that was tough for Montez. He couldn't tell between Fry going back and Duffalo coming in. Both were converging to try to make the catch in shallow right. And you could argue, yeah, he takes a few more steps for if Fry makes the catch. But if he does that and the right fielder Duffalo makes the grab coming in, he risks being doubled off back at first base. So it's kind of a no-win situation for Colin Montez. First pitch missing to Keith Jones, 1-0. But a good throw out of right by Duffalo, and he had to have it right on the money. He did. 2 outs, man on first. Cougars lead 2-1. The 1-0 pitch. And low and outside to Jones' second. Count for Keith to hit in here. See if Day goes fastball. He does. And he puts it right down the zone for strike 1. It's maybe one of the better pitches that Keith Jones II was going to see in this at-bat. Day's ready. The 2-1. And this is grounded foul on the first base side. 2-2. Justin Vanderbrake on deck if the Cougs can get there here in the 6th. Couple singles off of Cam Day for Washington State, but one erased on the bases because it was an in-betweener that Montez had to wait on. Just a man at first. 2-2 pitch. Jones the second the other way through the left side. Nice job to work the barrel to the outer half and just take what he was given. 2-out base hit. He makes it first and second with 2 outs for the Cougars. And all told, it's 3 consecutive hits for Washington State. There's a right-hander working for Utah. So you have to amend the at-bat for Russell, a fielder's choice to right field because of the throw out at second, so not his second hit. But it would have been 3 consecutive who had reached. The pitch fouled off by Vanderbrake, hit his shoe, came back into the diamond, 0-1. It's the bummer of the scoring for Russell because that flare shot off the hands he had earned the hit. It's just a matter of his base runner not having a really good option between first and second of how far he was going to go. trying to judge who would make the catch. Eventually, nobody did. The 0-1 pitch. Vanderbrake hits it left side. This is deep into the hole. It's short. Richardson has to go to first, and he fires a laser to beat Vanderbrake to the bag. Big throw from Matt Richardson, and it puts an end to the Cougars' 6th. 2 hits, 2 runners left on base, and time for the 7th inning. Cougars lead the Utes 2-1. Washington State baseball today from Learfield.
Ferrante's Marketplace Cafe is a proud sponsor of Washington State Athletics. With our thin crust pizzas and calzones, fresh pastas and salad, and 18 flavors of gelato, there's something for everyone. And with options to dine in, take out, or get family style to go, you can enjoy Ferrante's any way you want. Call us today at 509-443-6304. That's 509-443-6304. Or go to doitalian.com. Ferrante's Marketplace Cafe, Spokane's best Italian.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Gabe Cottrell in the midst of his 3rd round through the Utah order has a 2-1 lead up on the mound as Washington State trying to claim Game 3 from Utah this afternoon. Cottrell will stay out into the 7th inning to face Davis Kopp, Matt Richardson, Carter Booth, who are due up. Cottrell ready. Here comes his pitch. And Kopp fouls it out of play on the first base side. Cottrell hasn't allowed a hit since the 3rd. And he's faced the minimums over the last 3 innings. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, nice one into the zone for strike 2. So he's well ahead of Kopp. Here comes his 0-2. And he bounces a fastball out in front of the plate. Meyer sliding to stop it. Utah's only run in the 2nd came on a double for Matt Richardson, followed by an RBI single for Dakota Duffalo. The 1-2 from Cottrell. Breaking pitch, 1 hop to Colden at short. He throws one short to Smith, but he picks it out of the turf for out number 1. Couple nice plays by Jack Smith over at first today, picking out short hop throws that have come from deep out of short for Cody Colden. So 1 out, top of the 7th. And a great outing today for McCabe Cottrell as his Cougars have a 2-1 lead. It's pitched to Matt Richardson. Bounces outside, a ball and no strikes. Richardson did have the double poked down the right field line in the 2nd to set up the only run for Utah. And takes a 1-0 fastball away, 2 balls and no strikes. 88 pitches right now for McCabe Cottrell. And the southpaw's 2-0. Low and inside for ball 3. The only base runners in a stretch of 11 of 13 retired have been via walk. It'll be 11 of 14 as the 3-0 is high. So since the last Utah hit in the 3rd inning, only 3 walks since then, but a 1-out base runner for Utah represents the tying run in the top of the 7th. Our score, Washington State 2, Utah 1. Carter Booth, the Utah center fielder, up next. He's 0 for 2. Cottrell's only strikeout back in the second, and a fly out to left in the fourth. Move to first by Cottrell. Sends Matt Richardson back over to the bag. This is the 8-hitter in the Utah order. Cougars have a pair of right-handers ready. Bunt shown, attempt missed. A curveball that got on past Carter Booth for strike one. No, they're going to say he pulled the bat back. Wow. An appeal over to Paul Graham, and he said he did not go for it. It is a ball and no strikes. And it did not look like Carter Booth had pulled that bat back, but he gets to start ahead 1-0. Cottrell, another move to first. One-run ball game here into the back third. The 1-0 pitch fouled high over the press box, 1-1. Cottrell ready, steps again to first. He's keeping a close eye on Matt Richardson. Richardson, who has 3 stolen bases this year. Hasn't yet been caught when he's decided to steal. Cottrell trying to keep a double play ball in order here in the 7th. The 1-1 pitch, bunt shown again. This time laid down to first. Meyer's coming up with it, throws to Smith, and it's not in time. Meyer was trying to scramble to it out of his stance. The throw is a little high, almost snow-coned at first. And a bunt single for Carter Booth. And it's first and second with 1 out for Utah. Washington State leads Utah 2-1 here in the top of the 7th. Jake Meyer was running into that ball up the first base line. Had to try to keep the throw around the runner, Booth, who had good speed out to first base. And Anthony Claggett is out of the Washington State dugout. With a right-handed bat coming up, this could be it for McCabe Cottrell, and it will be in the top of the 7th. But a nice outing for Cottrell. He's going to be responsible for the runners on first and second. Gives up only 6 hits in this one and 1 run as the Cougars go into the bullpen. They lead it 2-1, top of the 7th, 1 out, pair of runners on for Utah, and the Cougar bullpen will make its debut on this Sunday afternoon next here from Learfield.
A lot goes into Washington State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Washington's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Cougar Nation, locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
Ferrante's Marketplace Cafe is a proud sponsor of Washington State Athletics. With our thin crust pizzas and calzones, fresh pastas and salad, and 18 flavors of gelato, there's something for everyone. And with options to dine in, take out, or get family style to go, you can enjoy Ferrante's any way you want. Call us today at 509-443-6304. That's 509-443-6304. Or go to doitalian.com. Ferrante's Marketplace Cafe, Spokane's best Italian.
Pitching change for Washington State in the top of the 7th. Utah has 2 on with 1 out. Colby Kometko warming up for the Cougars. While he does that, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Cougar Baseball from Learfield. Colby Kometko into the game. 1 out. Pair runners on for Utah. Washington State leads 2-1. The sophomore 6'1" right-hander called on here for the Cougs. In 9 1/3 innings this year, he has a 0.96 ERA, 12 strikeouts to 6 walks, and he's only given up 5 hits over his 9 1/3 innings. Hasn't given up a hit since March the 13th against Oregon State, as it's been 5 consecutive scoreless outings for Kometko out of the Washington State bullpen. He backs up McCabe Cottrell, who will finish at 6 1/3 innings today, allowing 6 hits. He struck out 1, walked 3. He is responsible for the runners on first and second, but we'll see if Kometko can't get the Cougars to the stretch with this 2-1 lead and preserve what would be an opportunity for a win for McCabe Cottrell. First opportunity for Kometko comes against the 9-hitter, Dakota Duffalo, who's been a tough out in this series. Duffalo went 2 for 4 yesterday in the 9 spot, 3 for 5 on Friday as the last hitter in the order, and he's 1 for 2 today with the RBI single in the second, Utah's only run. Pitch from Kometko, breaking ball right at the knees for strike 1. Big spot here for the Phoenix native. Fastball, 4-seam, a slider, a curve, and a changeup. The offerings for Kometko. His 0-1 pitch bounces out in front of the plate. It's blocked by Meyer, sheds the mask. The runners aren't going anywhere. 1-1. Matt Richardson is on for Utah at second. Carter Booth just had a bunt single a moment ago to end the day for McCabe Cottrell. But it set up the first runner in scoring position for Utah since the 3rd inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kometko ready. Here's his pitch. Runners take off. It's tight. Meyer throwing to third. It's over the head of Hainline into left field. And coming around third to score is Matt Richardson. Double steal, Richardson and Booth. Richardson to third, and he scores on an E2 to tie the game at 2. Up to second base, Carter Booth. The count is 2 balls and a strike. Still 1 out. The double play opportunity is erased. First error of the game for Washington State. Kometko turning around, looking Booth back to the back. So Utah saw its opportunity. They took that double steal. Credited to Matt Richardson, who was the one the Cougs tried to throw out at third. The 2-1 pitch. A nice breaking ball, but doesn't get the call in the zone. It's 3-1 to Duffalo. If Duffalo walks, a double play is set up again, but it would be the top of the Utah order coming up in Landon Fry. Fry is 0 for 3 today, but he had 6 hits over the first 2 games of the series. 3-1 pitch. Fastball hit to right field. Montez going back with it. He's looking for it, makes the catch over his right shoulder on the run. Heck of a job to shield the sun with his left hand and then make the over-the-shoulder catch for out number 2. 2 away for the Utes. Carter Booth has to go back to second base. Seemed like a mistake to not have Booth back at second, thinking about tagging up on that one. To Landon Fry, the leadoff man for Utah. 2-2 the score in the top of the 7th. Kometko looks at the runner. Comes home to Fry. And a breaking pitch that he lost high, 1-0. 2 runs, 6 hits, an error for Utah. 2 runs, 4 hits, an error for Washington State. Kometko ready again. The 1-0. Hit to short. Colden scoops it up. Sure throw to Smith at first. And that ends the top of the 7th for Utah. The Utes tie it using the base paths. A double steal with runners on first and second, and a throwing error evens it at 2. Time to stretch in Pullman. Cougs, when they come back, have Kyler Stancato, Jake Meyer, Elijah Hainline after this from Learfield.
And that's another double tall latte. As a Coug, you know that's blasphemy. But when I use my WSU Athletics debit card from Gisa Credit Union to buy anything, like coffee, Gisa makes a donation to the Cougar Athletic Fund. And that's another new pair of bucks. Cougar first down. Do something else when you use your WSU Athletics debit. Kickoff keys? Really?
Get your card at Gisa.com/WSU.
Holiday Inn Express and Suites Pullman is just a short drive from the WSU campus. Centrally located to restaurants and shopping, they've got you covered for all your lodging needs with their spacious rooms, complimentary hot breakfast, a cozy outdoor patio, a gift shop for all your Cougar gear needs, and the friendliest staff in town to make you feel right at home. Visit hiexpress.com to reserve a room for your next trip to the Palouse. Stay smart, stay Holiday Inn Express and Suites. Coug owned and Coug managed.
Ben Kibbe for Utah will take over for Cam Day, so it is a bullpen game now. 2-2, the score going to the bottom of the 7th. Washington State and Utah on a well-pitched Sunday afternoon ball game between these two Pac-12 schools. New arm for the Utes is Ben Kibbe. He grabbed the save on Friday in what was an adventurous finish. Washington State erased a 10-5 deficit in the 9th on Friday, but Kibbe, who's from out of Yakima, came in, was able to get the final out of the Cougars, striking out Elijah Hainline after allowing a sac fly, and Utah won game 1 of that series 10-9 behind those 2/3 of an innings from him. 15 1/3 innings on the season, 7 earned runs, 14 strikeouts to 3 walks for Kibbe. He has a 4.11 ERA. Tidying up the final line for McCabe Cottrell after the run scored that was his in the top of the 7th. He goes 6 1/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, only one of which earned as it was an error on a double steal throw. 3 walks, 1 strikeout, and 97 pitches for Cottrell as well. But both starters will have no decisions today on the Palouse. Kyler Stancato to start it off for the Cougars, left on right against Kibbe, who misses high and away with ball 1. Cougar bats, 2 of their 4 hits on Cam Day came last inning. As they worked him towards the end of the line, the 1-0 to Stancato, and that skips outside of the zone, 2-0. Neither team has struck out much today. It's been a lot of ball in play, but pitchers have been able to utilize both the ground out and the fly out. And a pitcher's duel on Sunday, the 2-0. Upper half of the zone catches the letters for strike 1 to Stancato, 2-1. Both coaching staffs have some good options here late innings out of the bullpen today. The 2-1. And Stancato hits it a mile high on the infield to the left side. Chase Anderson being called off by the shortstop Richardson. And Richardson makes a 2-handed catch for out number 1. Cougar fans got fired up. Richardson dropped one back on Friday, but he made that catch for out number 1. Jake Meyer up next for the Cougars. 7th inning yesterday, Meyer on the first pitch he saw hit one on a rope to right center field. His 2nd home run of the season. First pitch to him here, bounds inside and nearly hits the Cougar catcher. Meyer's 15th start of the season at catcher for the Cougs this afternoon. The 1-0 pitch, and he hits it in the air into right field. Beat on it for Duffalo, and he makes the catch in straightaway right for out number 2. 2 retired out of the bullpen by Ben Kibbe for Utah. And Elijah Hainline trying to get it going with 2 outs for the Cougs. 2-2 tied score, bottom of the 7th. Kibbe ready, here's his delivery, and it bounces into the catcher Kopp, 1-0. Kibbe has started behind each of these first 3 Cougar batters, but he got the flyouts to each of the first 2. Here's 1-0. Swung on and missed. 92 past Elijah Hainline. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kibbe's 1-1. Hainline tries to put down a bunt. Anderson charging at third. Picks it out of the glove. Throw on the money to first base. And Elijah Hainline tried to sneak in a bunt for a hit, but he is put out, and the Cougars go down in order in the 7th. 1-2-3 for Ben Kibbe out of the Utah bullpen. And we go to the 8th, all tied at 2. Washington State and Utah. Pac-12 baseball this afternoon from Learfield.
Did you disagree with that call the ref just made? Maybe it's time you had your eyes checked. Rolling Hills Eye Care provides comprehensive eye and vision exams for the entire family at both their Pullman and Colfax locations. Visit them at rollinghillseyecare.com and schedule your appointment today. That's rollinghillseyecare.com.
Boost Collaborative is a proud sponsor of Cougar Baseball and is a proud supporter of people with disabilities on the Palouse. For over 50 years, Boost Collaborative has been here to help families and their toddlers meet developmental milestones. For youth and adults, Boost provides job placement, on-the-job training, and follow-along supports. Now you can play a part in Boost's success through your donations and purchases at Palouse Treasures Thrift Store in Pullman. Boost Collaborative, empowering people with disabilities on the Palouse. Go Cougs!
Alex Beza to lead it off for Utah. Top of the 8th inning, Washington State tied up with Utah 2-2. Final game of this 3-game weekend set. Cougs trying to pick up their 3rd home win and only their 7th home game this year. Still Colby Kometko on the mound for the Cougars. First pitch out wide to the left-handed hitting Beza, 1-0. Beza is 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Kometko's 1-0. Fastball fouled out of play down the left field line, 1-1. Was 91 on that last pitch from Kometko. Former top 10 right-handed pitcher out of the state of Arizona. Kometko deals the 1-1. And it's up too high to Beza, 2 balls and a strike. Kyle Russell onto the outfield turf, right side of the infield, back at second. Hainline off the third baseline. The 2-1 pitch. Slider to the outside half, strike 2. Counts evened up. Kometko got the 2 batters he faced, a fly out and a ground out. His 2-2 pitch. Fastball missed low and inside. Crowd wanted the second strikeout for the Cougars. Instead, the count's full, 3-2. Payoff pitch coming from Kometko. And that's low and inside for ball 4. Reached back twice for the fastball, but Alex Beza works the leadoff walk for Utah. In the top of the 8th, go-ahead run is on base for the Utes. Chase Anderson, who has walked twice, will bat next. Not before time is called. He heads towards the Utah dugout. He's exchanging out an armband for signs before he steps into the plate. See what he can do with a man on. Comes in hitting .308 this year. Anthony Claggett coming out of the Washington State dugout. And a bit of a chess match brewing now as Washington State will go get a right-hander out of the bullpen. Top of the 8th, leadoff man is aboard for Utah. Washington State and Utah tied at 2. It's Cougar baseball pitching change. We'll tell you about the new arm after this from Learfield.
This Washington State University sports broadcast is brought to you in part by Pullman Regional Hospital, the official hospital of Washington State Athletics. The combined expertise of our university and our award-winning hospital is being deployed to provide greater access to resources, education, employment opportunities, and innovations to improve healthcare and health outcomes for all of us. Pullman Regional Hospital and Washington State, partners in excellence.
You may be eager to break ground on a new outdoor project, but never just start digging. Buried electric and natural gas lines can be anywhere. It's the law to call 811 at least 2 business days before you dig. Spray paint white lines showing your dig zone, and a crew will mark the utility lines. Mark accuracy zone is within 2 feet of the mark, so always hand dig to expose the line first. Call 811 before you dig. The service is free for residential customers. Avista. We just want you to be safe.
Washington State with a pitching change in the top of the 8th. Utah got its leadoff man aboard via a walk, Alex Beza. The Cougars bring in Elias Farland, 6'4" sophomore from Longview, Washington. Trying to get the Cougars some important outs and keep this game tied at 2. 14 1/3 innings for Farland this year. 13 earned runs, 18 strikeouts to 5 walks. Colby Kometko, 2/3 of an inning. No hits or runs. He is responsible for the runner at first and 1 walk. See if Farland can get Washington State out of the 8th. If you're just joining us, well-pitched game on this Sunday afternoon between Utah and Washington State. Cougars grabbed a 1-0 lead in the first inning on an RBI single from Kyle Russell. Utah answered in the top of the 2nd, a double for Matt Richardson, RBI single for Dakota Duffalo to get it at 1-1. Then it was 2-1 Cougars in the 3rd on a ground out for Colin Montez. The Cougars had corner runners. Both starters, Cam Day and McCabe Cottrell, settled in. Starting in the 3rd innings, each retired 8 consecutive batters. Both went 6 innings today in this one, and both are tabbed with no decisions as Utah tied things last inning. They had 1st and 2nd, 1 out. They tried a double steal. That was successful, and the throw was into the outfield for Washington State. And it brought home Matt Richardson to score. So 2-2 ball game. Alex Beza on at first. Here's Chase Anderson for the Utes. First pitch from Farland, and he puts a fastball in. Center cut of the dish, knee high for strike 1. Would be a great time for the Cougars to dial up a double play. Now Farland's 0-1 pitch. That snaps the glove of Meyer at the knees for strike 2. 90 miles an hour there from Elias Farland. It's from Federal Way. Fastball, changeup, splitter, and a slider. He is ahead of Chase Anderson 0-2. Has the full arsenal ahead of him. And the righty's pitch. Fastball just off the lower outside corner. This Cougar crowd is itching for a strikeout. Got one back in the second inning. Only strikeout the staff has today. Farland checks first, moves that way, and it sends Beza diving back into the bag safely. Anderson walked on 4 pitches in the third, and on a 3-2 pitch, 7th pitch of the at-bat in the 6th. Farland with the 1-2. High and tight, and it hits. It looks like it hit Jake Meyer and then ricocheted off of Chase Anderson. No, it hit Chase Anderson, and they were checking to see if he swung at it, which would have been a strike. The appeal says he did not. He's being checked out by the athletic trainers jogging down to first. The ball also caught a piece of Jake Meyer, so he was shaken up for a moment at the plate. But hit by pitch, Chase Anderson. It's first and second for Utah with no outs in the top of the 8th. Washington State and Utah tied at 2. And TJ Clarkson came into the series as the advertised big hitter for Utah. 7 home runs on the season, which has him 5th in the Pac-12. And he comes in to a critical spot, trying to put Utah in position to get a sweep. Farland with 2 on, nobody out. His first pitch low and away from TJ Clarkson for ball 1. Cougars held a 2-1 lead from the 3rd inning all the way to the 7th. Utah tied it last inning, now trying to take a lead in the 8th. See what Farland can do with a couple on, nobody out. He's behind 1-0 to Clarkson. The next offering, swing and a miss. 91 miles an hour on the fastball, outer half from Elias Farland. Beza at second, Anderson at first. The 1-1 pitch, hit out of play behind the plate. Ball and 2 strikes to Clarkson. Clarkson does have a hit in each game of this series. Drove in 2 yesterday. His single in the first inning today made it first and second for Utah, but McCabe Cottrell got out of it. The starter, a no decision on 6 1/3. Elias Farland with the no out 1-2 pitch. Hit towards first, over a jumping Jack Smith. It's in fair all the way to the corner. Here comes Beza to score around second. Out to second on an RBI double goes TJ Clarkson. And it was inches from being a big jumping catch at first by Jack Smith. Instead, an RBI single for TJ Clarkson, and Utah leads it 3-2 in the 8th. On top of that, they now have runners at second and third after the double with nobody out, and Anthony Claggett out of the Washington State dugout to go to Elias Farland, and he'll make a change. Looks like he's going to go get Chase Grillo from the Cougar bullpen. Utah is struck for 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. Cougs now trail 3-2. No outs, runners on second and third We'll be back after this call to the pen from Learfield.
The Clearwater River Casino and Lodge proudly supports Washington State University Athletics, the premier venue for events and entertainment, located 4 miles east of Lewiston, Idaho. Come hit the jackpot with us, with over 600 gaming machines, saltwater pool, restaurant, and giant screens in the Stadium Sports Bar. Owned and operated by the Nez Perce Tribe, our hospitality is legendary. Stay, play, and get away with the Clearwater River Casino. Go Cougs!
There's a new satisfying stop on the road. Nom Nom has your snack. It's the think with your belly destination, where tasty treats, refreshing drinks, and quality fuel always come first. Nom Nom, life in the snack lane. Enjoy your casual Friday every day at Nom Nom. Delivered fresh daily to participating Nom Nom convenience stores, fabulous fritters, glorious glazed rings, magnificent maple bars, and more. Nom Nom, life in the snack lane.
Top of the 8th inning, Utah now leads Washington State 3-2. Runners are on at second and third base for the Utes and nobody out. Chase Grillo coming in for Elias Farland. Can tally the line now for Colby Kometko, the run that came to score on the double a moment ago for TJ Clarkson's charge to him. Elias Farland's responsible for the next 2 runners. Faced 2 batters, hit 1, gave up a hit. And now the Cougars need some big time work out of Chase Grillo to try to keep this thing close. Announced crowd in Pullman today, 1,371. Cal and Washington State will be the next home series here on the Palouse in 2 weeks' time. Thursday through Saturday series. So mark your calendars for that one. With the crowd today of 1,371. In all 6 Pac-12 games this year, the Cougs have had over 1,000 fans at all 6 of those games. So really good crowds throughout this series. 2,240 yesterday. That was the most since 2015. The 1,000 that are here in-house this afternoon, hoping the Cougs can keep it a 1-run game. Infield is in for Washington State. No outs. Second and third. Jaden Kiernan, the Utah designated hitter, due up next. All 3 of his at-bats today have been ground outs on the infield. First pitch, and he takes a breaking pitch outer half for strike 1. Seven hits now for Utah after the double for TJ Clarkson. Down the right field line. If Jack Smith's glove was just a little taller, it may have been a tremendous out number 1. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the outside half. Nasty breaking stuff here from Chase Grillo. Grillo, who's a 6'3", right-handed redshirt sophomore from Kennewick. Really relies fastball slider, and we've seen that slider on these first 2 pitches to Jaden Kiernan. He's ahead 0-2. His next pitch went with the slider one more time, and he sits Kiernan down. 3 pitches, and see you later. 1 gone for Utah. Davis Kopp, the catcher, will be next. Would Washington State consider here just loading the bases and creating a situation where they have a force at any base? The infield in right now, runners at second and third, a 3-2 game. First pitch to Kopp, and it's high for ball 1. And there's 2 ways to think about it. You know, one way you walk him and you're saying, okay, well, if those 3 on base come to score, it's 6-2, and you might say, well, that 6th run really shouldn't matter. You're putting yourself in a big hole last 2 innings. The 1-0 pitch, upper half 95. The fastball for Chase Grillo swung on and missed by Kopp. It's 1-1. But the other thought, if you're the Cougs, is, yeah, you know what? That fourth run could be important because just 2 games ago, the Cougs struck for 4 in the 9th on this Utah bullpen. 1-1 the count, infield in with 1 out. The pitch from Grillo. Another fastball at 94, and Kopp's reaching up for it. Coming up empty, 1-2. These fastballs are outperforming the scout for Chase Grillo. Anthony Claggett talked about him being 90 to 93. He's been 95, 94 on his last 2. Amped up in this spot. Cougars trailing by a run. 2 in scoring position. The 1-2 pitch. This is hit towards right center field. Bleeding on Stancato. Center fielder comes in and won't get there in time. Coming home to score from third, Chase Anderson. And the slider is blooped into left center field for another run for Utah, and they lead it 4-2. RBI single for Davis Kopp. TJ Clarkson over to third base, still 1 out, and corner runners for Utah. With Matt Richardson, the shortstop, coming up next. Utah walk a hit batter, 2 hits now in the inning. 3 runs over the last 2 innings. And they lead 4-2 on this Sunday. First pitch to Richardson. He shows bunt, pulls it back. Runner took off from third, throwing back Meyer. Tags down, and they got him. TJ Clarkson came springing off the third base bag, wanting to score on a bunt attempt. And Jake Meyer throws back to Elijah Hainline, who gets the tag down for out number 2. So the runner is erased at third. It's now 2 outs. Utah leads 4-2. But that could be a big development in the late innings for this one if the Washington State bats can get it put together. A missed bunt attempt on the outside half. Richardson did pull it back for ball 1. But a squeeze play in which Clarkson got a little too antsy off the bag at third. Now the 1-0. Low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. I've seen Meyer make a couple of those throws to erase guys on the base paths today. 1 on a ball in dirt. He got a runner at second. Then they're on a failed squeeze. 2-0 the count, 2 outs. Cougars trail by 2. Grillo's next pitch. Fastball outside. And it's 3-0 to Matt Richardson. Richardson was the tying run last inning, coming to score when Utah pulled out the double steal with runners on first and second and 1 out. The errant throw got away into left field. Grillo's 3-0, and he's back into the count with a fastball. Cougs trying to end a 2-run 8th here for Utah. Coming up for Washington State, the top of the order with Cody Colden. Grillo's 3-1. Fouled off at the plate, hit the mask of Jake Meyer. And it's 3-2. Cougars in the late innings of both games 1 and 2. That's when they've provided some pop in their lineup. It'll have to come down to that again on this Sunday if they're going to get out of here with a Game 3 win. Payoff pitch coming once again to Richardson. Grillo's offering is hit to second. It avoids the runner who is in motion. Russell up with it and throws to first for out number 3. So Utah ends up getting 2 runs out of the inning on 2 hits, and they leave 1 runner on base. They now lead Washington State 4-2. Cougars looking to get the runs back in the bottom half of the 8th when we come back with the top of the order after this from Learfield.
This Washington State University sports broadcast is brought to you in part by Pullman Regional Hospital, the official hospital of Washington State Athletics. The combined expertise of our university and our award-winning hospital is being deployed to provide greater access to resources, education, employment opportunities, and innovations to improve healthcare and health outcomes for all of us. Pullman Regional Hospital and Washington State, partners in excellence.
It's time to bring the big game to your backyard. With battery power made by Steel. Our AK Homeowner Series battery tools start at just $199.99. Find yours at over 10,000 local dealers. Steel is a proud supporter of your Washington State Cougars. Real Steel. Find yours. All prices SNW SRP.
Utah will stick with Ben Kibbe on the mound into the bottom of the 8th. Washington State has the top of its batting order. Cougars trail the Utes 4-2 after Utah scored 2 in the top half. And now time to get it going at the plates. Cody Colden is 0 for 3. Did reach in the 3rd on a fielder's choice and later came to score. Lined out to center his last time up in the 5th inning. First pitch to Colden, and he takes a fastball in the outer half for strike 1. Ben Kibbe now in line to be a winning pitcher today if he can help finish this off. His 0-1 goes up behind the back of Colden, who ducks out of the way of it, 1-1. Colden waiting. Here's the 1-1 from Kibbe, and swings and misses at a fastball. Ball and 2 strikes to the Cougars shortstop, the leadoff man in this order. After 3 for 5 on Friday, he's been 0 for his last 8 in the series. Kibbe's 1-2 pitch, and Colden yanks it foul to the Cougar dugout. Still 1-2. Cougs need some base runners here in the 8th. Leadoff man in the inning, the 1-2 pitch. Colden hits it off the end of the bat. It's a slow hopper to second. Waiting on it, Fry, and then he throws a dart to first to get Colden. Leadoff man gone for the Cougars in the 8th. Jack Smith will come up next. Smith is 1 for 2. Singled in the 3rd. Walked in the 1st, came to score on a Kyle Russell RBI single. First pitch to him. Inside for ball 1. Fastball creeping up there here in the late innings for Ben Kibbe as well. Entered last inning in relief. He's behind Smith 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled off at the plate. That came and got a piece of the home plate umpire, Gary DeFabio. So 1-1 the count with 1 out. Bottom of the 8th inning, Jack Smith trying to get on base for the Cougars. Trail 4-2. Kibbe comes set. The wind and the 1-1 pitch. Smith hits it up the middle. It's a slow roller. Richardson behind the bag at second to his left. Gets there, Fields, throws in time for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the Cougars in the 8th. Ben Kibbe has retired all 5 batters he's faced out of the Utah bullpen. Colin Montez up next. Singled in his last at-bat in the 6th. First pitch to Montez. That's outside for ball 1. Smith, Montez, Russell, and Keith Jones the second have the 4 Cougar hits. A swing and a miss at the 1-0 for Montez. It's 1-1. It's hitters 2, 3, 4, and 5. And nothing else for the Cougars right now in the order. Shift is on to the right side for Montez. The 1-1 pitch. And he fouls it straight back off the netting behind the plate, 1-2. Ben Kibbe looking for a 1-2-3 8th inning. Trying to keep Utah in front 4-2. His 1-2 pitch outside. It's 2-2. Only one infielder on the left side is second. It's Chase Anderson. Shortstop Matt Richardson is behind the bag at second, and deep in the hole, Landon Fry on the right side. The 2-2 to Montez popped up, foul ground third base side. Anderson searching for it. It's backing him up, and at the top of the coach's box, he makes the catch for out number 3. Cougars down in order in the 8th. They trail 4-2 heading to the 9th. Big time coming up for Washington State here in this one after this from Learfield.
Giza Credit Union is a proud partner of WSU Athletics and the unofficial sponsor of Waving the Flag, Kickoff Keys, and Jaws Chants. And we couldn't be prouder to host Cougar Football Saturdays at Giza Field, where the old Crimson Faithful always find their way back home, and where you'll hear the 2 greatest words in the world echo across the field. Go Cougs. Get special offers and apply for a Giza WSU Athletics debit card at giza.com/WSU.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Ninth inning coming up. Chase Grillo will stay on the mound for Washington State. The Cougars trail Utah 4-2 heading to the 9th. Colby Kmetko last inning 2/3 of an inning. No hits, a run that was earned on a walk. Elias Farland did not record an out. 1 hit, a run that was earned. Those are the 2 runs for Utah that put them in front 4-2. And Chase Grillo, who got the final out of the 8th, continues on here in the 9th to face Carter Booth, the Utah center fielder. Pitch to Booth, a breaking ball in the outside half for strike 1. His bunt single in the 7th changed the landscape of this game, as he made it first and second with 1 out. Eventually it led to a double steal and a run scoring that tied the game at 2. The 0-1 pitch inside, 1-1 to Booth. But had he been thrown out, it would have been 2 outs, a runner at second. You never know what Utah would have done on the base paths, but maybe that double steal doesn't happen with the double play situation in order. Then there's no throw into left. It could have been a 2-1 Cougar lead after 7. The 1-1 pitch comes in, catches the glove of Meyer, then bounces off the home plate umpire, 2-1. Booth has only hit today that bunt single. Now the 2-1 pitch. Upper half cut on and missed at 94. Grillo again as Utah reaching up at the high heat. So it's 2-2. Grillo set. Here's the pitch. Another fastball and just outside. Meyer trying to hold it there for an extra second. But the count is full 3-2. Grillo ready to the payoff pitch. And that's fouled back off the netting behind the plate. Cougars are 2 runs back in the first and third innings. Utah has had 3 over the last 2 frames to take a lead. 3-2 again from Grillo. And his fastball high and away for ball 4. So Carter Booth with the leadoff walk in the 9th for Utah.
Number 21, Dakota Duffalo.
Dakota Duffalo will come up next. Duffalo RBI single in the second, tied the game at 1. Cougars took a 2-1 lead in the third. Utah tied it in the 7th. And then grabbed an extended lead last inning. Anthony Claggett out of the dugout for Washington State. And he'll make a change, looking for a right-hander after the walk for Chase Grillo. Leadoff man is on for Utah in the 9th. They lead 4-2, pitching change. We'll talk about it next after this from Learfield.
A lot goes into Washington State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Washington's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Cougar Nation, locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
Ferrante's Marketplace Cafe is a proud sponsor of Washington State Athletics. With our thin crust pizzas and calzones, fresh pastas and salad, and 18 flavors of gelato, there's something for everyone. And with options to dine in, take out, or get family style to go, you can enjoy Ferrante's any way you want. Call us today at 509-443-6304. That's 509-443-6304. Or go to doitalian.com. Ferrante's Marketplace Cafe, Spokane's best Italian.
Caden Kalber enters the game for Washington State. No outs, top of the 9th. Cougars trail Utah 4-2 on this Sunday afternoon. Kalber, 6'7" right-hander from Pasco. This season, 14 2/3 innings, 16 strikeouts, 8 walks, and he's given up 10 earned runs for a 6.14 ERA. Faced the 9-hitter Dakota Duffalo first out of the bullpen. Then he'll go to the top of the order for Utah with Landon Fry after that. No out, a man on. And Utah 3 runs over the last 2 innings to claim a 4-2 lead. In the Pac-12 today, UCLA finished off a sweep of Oregon, 5-4. Stanford won its series over Oregon State, 8-5. Arizona's looking to expand its lead for the Pac-12, a 6-3 lead in the top of the 8th. And how about Arizona State coming from behind? They were trailing big time at home to Cal early on in the game. They now lead 16-9 in the 9th inning. So what that all means for Utah is trying to keep pace with the Sun Devils and stay basically right where they are in the conference standings so they can get to 5-4 they would remain tied for 5th in the Pac-12. Washington State on a 10-game losing streak. It just felt like break after break not going the Cougars' way of late. Dakota Duffalo, who is 1 for 3, up next. Utah has pitched it really well this weekend outside of essentially one inning in game 1. And give him a lot of credit. Duffalo showing bunt. Kneels down. Doesn't end up offering at it. And the pitch wide by Kalber, 1-0. Utah trying to get an insurance run in position, knowing what the Cougars did game 1, the 4-run 9th inning when Utah had a 10-5 lead. Now Duffalo pulls back again, and it's to the outside half for a called strike this time, 1-1. Duffalo holds the bat out high, and then he crouches way down into his bunt. It's quite different. The 1-1 pitch. Duffalo pops it up. Smith coming in. Makes the catch in foul ground for out number 1. So 1 gone for Utah. Man at first here still for the Utes in the top of the 9th, leading 4-2. And to the top of the order to Landon Fry. Fry 0 for 4 today. Kalber set up, looking over at first at Booth, who takes his lead. And the pitch. Outer half, there's strike 1. Kalber at 6'7" does deliver from the lower arm slot. He has some good movement on his pitches. Now Fry showing bunt, and he tries to lay one down, does to the first base side. Smith will get to it, throw to Russell covering at first. And that's out number 2, a sacrifice to move Carter Booth into scoring position. But now 2 gone for Utah, top of the 9th. They lead Washington State 4-2. Caden Kalber, the side armor, with the fastball slider look. He's coming out of the bullpen and gotten 2 outs. Booth in scoring position for Alex Beza, the Utah first baseman, and Washington State coming out of the dugout. They'll go left on left matchup here to the left-handed hitting Beza. Claggett out of the dugout to go get Caden Kalber. As Kalber gets those 2 outs, and Washington State will call for the left-hander. 2 outs, top of the 9th. Cougars trail Utah 4-2. A pitching change. We'll be back right after this from Learfield.
This Washington State University sports broadcast is brought to you in part by Pullman Regional Hospital, the official hospital of Washington State Athletics. The combined expertise of our university and our award-winning hospital is being deployed to provide greater access to resources, education, employment opportunities, and innovations to improve healthcare and health outcomes for all of us. Pullman Regional Hospital and Washington State, partners in excellence.
You may be eager to break ground on a new outdoor project, but never just start digging. Buried electric and natural gas lines can be anywhere. It's the law to call 811 at least 2 business days before you dig. Spray paint white lines showing your dig zone, and a crew will mark the utility lines. Mark accuracy zone is within 2 feet of the mark, so always hand dig to expose the line first. Call 811 before you dig. The service is free for residential customers. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
Cam Liss will be the new pitcher for Washington State. Junior left-hander from Spokane. 18 2/3 innings of work for him this season, a 5.79 ERA, 20 strikeouts to 14 walks. And he comes in with 2 outs, a runner on second base for Utah, who leads 4-2 in the top of the 9th inning. But facing a left-handed bat in Alex Beza, who is 1 for 3 in the game, a single in the 3rd. Washington State for the home 9th. Kyle Russell, Keith Jones II, Justin Vanderbrake due up for the Cougars. For the time being, we'll have to find a way to erase a 2-run deficit in the last of the 9th. Cam Liss trying to keep it right there. Cougars led 2-1 after 3. Both McCabe Cottrell, the starter for Washington State, and Cam Day, the Utah starter, were nails in the middle innings. They each left with a no decision in this one, but it's been Utah opportunistic in the 7th, scoring on a throwing error to tie the game at 2. And then in the 8th, an RBI double from TJ Clarkson, followed by an RBI single for Davis Kopp to make it 4-2 Utes. Washington State, since back in that 3rd inning, just 2 hits, and they came as singles in the 6th. The last 7 Cougars have been retired, 6 of them by Ben Kibbe out of the bullpen for Utah. There's no one actively throwing in the Utah bullpen. The Utes may try to lean on Kibbe to take it home this afternoon. Booth has the lead at second base for Utah. Good speed for him at second. Alex Beza, the first pitch to him. 88-mile-an-hour fastball from Liss over the lower outside corner for strike 1. Liss, who's from Chehalis, a mom who played basketball at Gonzaga. Misses off the lower outside corner with his 0-1, 1 ball and 1 strike. His dad was a baseball player at Cal State East Bay. Last season at Spokane Falls, 78 strikeouts in 48 innings, the 1-1 pitch. And this is hit down the right field line. Ton of power to it, to the line. It's curving and foul. Ball and 2 strikes to Alex Beza. Got over a hanging pitch from Cam Liss. But just a long foul ball. So Liss has it at a ball and 2 strikes, a strike away from getting the Cougars to their last chance at the plate within a couple runs. Liss looks back at second. The 1-2 pitch, runner takes off. It's outside. Meyer throwing to third. This hits Booth and gets away to the shortstop, Holden. Booth's 6th stolen base of the season. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Alex Beza. But Utah has an insurance run 90 feet away now. And near disaster for Washington State. Had that gotten away anywhere but to the shortstop, Colden, Booth had a chance to come home and score. Liss set up again. Here's his 2-2 pitch, and that's low and outside, so the count full. With Washington State trailing Utah 4-2 here in the top of the 9th. 2 outs, a Utah runner at third base. And a 3-2 pitch upcoming from Cam Liss. Liss is set. The payoff offering to the inside half, called strike 3. Cam Bliss gets the strikeout out of the bullpen, and he keeps it at 4-2. Utah strands a runner at third. Kyle Russell, Keith Jones the second, Justin Vandebrake lead off the last chance for the Cougars at the bottom of the ninth. When we come back, Utah 4, Washington State 2. This is Cougar Baseball from Learfield.
Start enjoying your maintenance-free lifestyle today with Choices. Bishop Place Senior Living has many options to explore depending on the level of care you need. Bishop Place has a wide range of activities, social events, and fitness options depending on your interests. We also have housekeeping and dining service. Less worry, less chores, more life, and more choices. Visit us on the web at bishopplace.net or call to schedule your tour today. We can't wait to see you.
Get game day ready at Rosars. Rosars is a proud sponsor of WSU Athletics and your headquarters for keeping snacks stocked up for game time. You'll find the largest craft beer selection, local and imported wines, and all the makings for your favorite cocktails. And while you're there, stock up on your favorite deli snacks, pizza, rotisserie chickens, and ribs. Don't just watch the game, experience it with your favorite game time foods. Get game day ready at Rosars.
It'll still be Ben Kibbe in the ninth for Utah. They lead Washington State 4-2. Cougars trying for a comeback here last of the ninth. Before we get to Kyle Russell at the plate, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. It's Cougar Baseball from Learfield. Kyle Russell, who delivered an RBI single in the first inning, starts it off for the Cougars in the ninth, trailing by 2. First pitch, and he takes it for strike 1. Ben Kibbe out of the Utah bullpen has seen 6 Cougar batters, and he's retired 6 Cougar batters. His first save of the season came on Friday against Washington State, and he gets Russell to foul an 0-1 pitch under the barrel to the backstop, 0-2. Excuse me, that was his second save of the season on Friday. His first Pac-12 save. Had one in non-conference March the 4th at Cal State Bakersfield. Russell behind 0-2 here, bottom of the ninth. Cougars trailing by 2. Leadoff man here at the dish for Washington State. Kibbe's 0-2. And a breaking ball right there for strike 3. 3 pitches, and Russell is down looking. And 1 out for the Cougars in the bottom of the ninth, trailing by 2 runs. It's 8 straight Cougars retired. Last Coug to record a hit is stepping in at the left side now, Keith Jones the second. Singled back in the 6th. A 1-for-3 afternoon for him. Kibbe ready. Here's his pitch, and it's low. Two hits for Washington State in the 6th, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 1st. That's all the Cougar offense has had today. The 1-0 to Jones the second, and that's outside for ball 2. Utah won game 1 10-9. Game 2 yesterday 10-3. Cougars had a 2-1 lead into the 7th inning today. It was tied at 2 into the 8th before Utah grabbed the lead. Kibbe ready, the 2-0 pitch. And that's called a strike. Framed by the catcher Davis Kopp, 2-1.
Just because you want to go home.
So Jones the second steps back in at the left side. It's behind 2-1. The next from Kibbe, and that's high and away for ball 3. Kibbe is at 29 pitches right now. Utah has both a right-hander and a left-hander working in the bullpen. It's Zach McCleve, the righty. can't make out the number of the left-hander working. The 3-1 to Jones the second, checks his swing, and it's called strike 2. 92-mile-an-hour fastball, outer edge of the black. So count full to Jones II, who hit his first collegiate home run a day ago. Kibbe ready. The 3-2 pitch. Below the knees for ball 4. And the Cougars will bring the tying run to the plate here in the 9th. Jones on with 1 out for Washington State. Justin Vandebrake coming up next for the Cougs. Davis Kopp will take a trip out to the mound to speak to Ben Kibbe. Getting into a portion of the Cougar order here that does not have a hit, the 6 through 9 hitters. Vandebrake comes into this at-bat hitting .228, but he has driven in 13 runs this year, and he has 7 extra base hits. Be a great time for him to collect extra base hit number 8 here. First pitch to Vandebrake, and he hits it foul on the third base side. 0-1. Cougars get the tying run to the plate after a 1-out walk for Keith Jones II here in the bottom of the 9th. Trailing 4-2. Kibbe with the pitch to Vandebrake. Checks his swing inside. Up under his hands, 1-1. Cougars battled for a 4-run 9th inning in game 1, but fell a run short. Looking for a 9th inning rally here this afternoon on Sunday. The 1-1 pitch. Vandebrake uncorks one, but it's way foul down the left field side. It bounces off the top. The operations building here at Bailey Brayton Field. 1-2 the count. At stake for Kibbe. Chance to get Utah's sweep in Pullman. He would be the winning pitcher. The 1-2. And Vandebrake hits a high chopper at third. Anderson waiting for it to come down. His throw to first is offline, off the glove of Beza, into right field and foul ground. Going to second is Vandebrake. Over to third, Jones the second, and a throwing error on Chase Anderson gives the Cougars second and third with 1 out. They're going to say hit first and then a throwing error. So a single and an E5. That's at least what's been put on the board. And now the Cougars have a pinch hitter. It's Bryce Matthews. He was a hero on a Sunday a few weeks ago here on the Palouse when the Cougars took down Oregon State on Sunday, a comeback in the 9th. They trailed 8-7 in that game and won it 9-8. Jones at third, Vandebrake at second. The tying runs, and the catcher Davis Kopp giving signs out. With Ben Kibbe getting set for this 1-out delivery to Matthews. 277 hitter this year, and a balk has been called on the pitcher Ben Kibbe. Keith Jones II comes home to score. It's a 1-run game. Over to third goes Vandebrake. It's 4-3. Tying run 90 feet away. Things unraveling on the Utes here in the 9th. And this crowd is alive here in Pullman. Time called out of the dugout as Gary Henderson is going to go talk to Ben Kibbe. Slow walk. Remember, he has a right-hander and a left-hander. And it looks like Utah will go left on left here to face Bryce Matthews. If I had to guess, it's been hard to see the number on that, but I think it's going to be Brady Malett, who we saw game 1 of the series, 2/3 of an inning, and he got a strikeout. He has walked down to the edge of the bullpen to come in, and now he's signaled in by Gary Henderson. It's a 4-3 ball game with 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Washington State has the tying run 90 feet away, and a pitching change coming. We'll be back right after this here from Learfield.
The Clearwater River Casino and Lodge proudly supports Washington State University Athletics, the premier venue for events and entertainment, located 4 miles east of Lewiston, Idaho. Come hit the jackpot with us, with over 600 gaming machines, saltwater pool, restaurant, and giant screens in the stadium sports bar. Owned and operated by the Nez Perce Tribe, our hospitality is legendary. Stay, play, and get away with the Clearwater River Casino. Go Cougs!
There's a new satisfying stop on the road. Nom Nom has your snack. It's the think with your belly destination, where tasty treats, refreshing drinks, and quality fuel always come first. Nom Nom, life in the snack lane. Enjoy your casual Friday every day at Nom Nom. Delivered fresh daily to participating Nom Nom convenience stores. Fabulous fritters, glorious glazed rings, magnificent maple bars, and more. Nom Nom, life in the snack lane.
All right, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. It's a 1-run game, 4-3. Washington State is going to counter the new left-hander for Utah, which is Brady Malett with another pinch hitter. So in an odd turn of events for Bryce Matthews, he comes in to pinch hit, and the only thing that happens in his at-bat is a balk with runners on second and third. So now the Cougars will bring Jacob McKeon to pinch hit with a tying run 90 feet away at third. Brady Malett, a freshman 6'5" left-hander, being called on in this spot. He's worked 7 innings this season, including 2/3 of an inning on Friday against Washington State, where he struck out a batter for one of his 2 outs. Is a 5.14 ERA, 7 strikeouts to 3 walks. He has given up a home run and a double this year. So Jacob McKeon will have a chance to at least extend this game for the Cougars in the 9th. Infield in for Utah with 1 out. Ryan Green giving signals over to his runner at third, Justin Vanderbrake. Cougar crowd alive. Malett, the first pitch coming to McKeon, and it's low for ball 1. Malett trying to save it for Ben Kibbe, and Malett no decisions here in his freshman season at Utah. The 1-0 pitch. McKeon fouls it off over the netting and behind the plate. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch to McKeon, hit to right field, it gets down, here comes Vanderbrake, he'll score, we're tied! Pinch hit, RBI single, Jacob McKeon. And now the Cougars can shift their attention to winning this. Huge RBI for McKeon. And it's a 4-4 ball game. Something about Sundays for this Cougar team, and they'll lift McKeon for a pinch runner here in the 9th. Still just one out. And the Cougars bring in Nate Swartz to run at first base. So this 7 spot has been switched out 3 times now here in a matter of just 4 pitches. And Nate Swartz pinch running in the 9th. Utah will make a change as Jake Meyer comes up next for the Cougars. 1 out, game tied at 4. Cougars trying to walk it off as Utah brings in Zach McCleve after this from Learfield.
A lot goes into Washington State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Washington's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Cougar Nation, locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
Ferrante's Marketplace Cafe is a proud sponsor of Washington State Athletics. With our thin crust pizzas and calzones, fresh pastas and salad, and 18 flavors of gelato, there's something for everyone. And with options to dine in, take out, or get family style to go, you can enjoy Ferrante's any way you want. Call us today at 509-443-6304. That's 509-443-6304. Or go to doitalian.com. Ferrante's Marketplace Cafe, Spokane's best Italian.
High drama in the last of the 9th. Washington State has tied it at 4 after trailing 4-2 coming into the inning. Ben Kibbe started the inning for Utah with a strikeout. Then the Cougars worked a walk. Keith Jones the second, drawing it on a 3-2 pitch. Justin Vandebrake singled. And then there was a throwing error to first. It was second and third for the Cougars with 1 out. Then Ben Kibbe balked. It brought home the 3rd run for the Cougars to make it 4-3. Then Brady Malett came in, and Jacob McKeon delivered an RBI single to right field to tie this game at 4. Now it's Jake Meyer, who homered yesterday in the 7th inning, with Nate Swartz, the pinch runner, at first for the Cougars. 4-4 score, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. The pitch to Meyer, and he takes outside half for strike 1. New pitcher for Utah is right-hander Zach McCleve. And we saw McCleve back on Friday night as well for the Utes. He went a third of an inning, gave up a hit facing 2 batters. Turns to first, and Swartz dives back in on a throw over. Cougars fell just a run short of the comeback on Friday night. Here they even it on Sunday afternoon. 0-1, the pitch to Meyer. He drives it to right center field. It's a gap shot. Here comes Swartz. Swartz getting the wave on at third. He's motoring home. And Jake Meyer is the hero. Washington State comes from 4-2 down to win it 5-4. Meyer is mauled behind second base. And he caps a double to win it for the Cougars 5-4 here this afternoon in Pullman. What a comeback for Washington State. They salvage a game in the series and some good vibes to take them into rivalry action with Gonzaga on Tuesday. Cougs win it 5-4. Post-game up next here from Learfield.
Holiday Inn Express and Suites Pullman is just a short drive from the WSU campus, centrally located to restaurants and shopping.